Welcome to more multiversal mania from No Rolls Barred Plays Blood on the Clocktower. My name is Tom and I am joined by Adam.
Hello.
Ollie.
Hey.
Blair.
Hello.
Tempest.
Hello.
Pete.
Howdy.
Brooke.
Hey.
Dom.
Hello.
Luke.
Hello there.
Sullivan.
Hello.
Laurie.
Hello.
And our very special guest, official storyteller from the Pandemonium Institute and the Cinzano Vermouth of Obscuring the Truth, Ben.
Milady. wasn't as good as the Dom and Moroni one, to be honest.
So you mean sweet vermouth, as in what goes into a Manhattan?
Yeah, sweet vermouth. Cinzano is a particularly popular brand of vermouth.
Excellent.
I am running out of synonyms for life.
Come on, Cinzano just made Cinzano. But...
Okay. Wait. Strange. Ripples in the multiverse.
Tom?
Oh no.
What? What? Oh.
And just remember, Ravenswood Bluff, wherever demons are concerned, stranger things can happen in the night.
What?
That is awesome.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Good night, everybody.
Is this just Tom doing a really good impression?
Okay, we've got a Legion game, guys. Legion is somewhat interesting demon in that it doesn't function in the same way as most other demons do. Its ability reads: each night a player might die. Executions fail if only evil voted. You register as a minion too. Most players are Legion. So let's take that from the back end, shall we? Most players are Legion, as I'm sure you can see. In a Legion game, you generally flip the numbers of goods and evils. So in a 10-player game like this, we would normally have 7 goods and 3 evils. We've flipped it to roughly 3 goods and 7 evils. We've actually decided to add an extra good player in because we feel that this will be a more balanced experience. But as long as more than half the players are Legion, you have satisfied that requirement. You register as a minion too. Legion registers as a minion too. There's really nothing much else to say about that. Executions fail if only evil voted. So, if a good player is nominated, or indeed if anyone is nominated, and the only people who vote are Legion, then we declare that vote to have garnered 0 votes, and immediately all of the good guys know that everyone who voted is Legion, which is absolutely catastrophic. It will probably lose the game for Legion. They really need to avoid that, and consequently, when we run a Legion game, you tend to see that the evil players are quite cagey, putting their hands up and down, shuffling about, trying not to get caught. But if they do get caught, it'll probably be over for them. And finally, each night a player might die. So we, the storytellers, will decide who dies at night. Generally speaking, each night we will kill a Legion. And because the evil team are no longer burdened with the choice of who dies at night, their job entirely becomes about turning the good guys against each other. Because if they can convince these good guys to vote for each other, and if 3 of them die and there's only 1 good player left, good cannot win and the game will be over. That is Legion's only purpose, and they don't have to worry about poisoning or killing or anything like that. That's Legion in a nutshell. Anything you want to add, Collie?
No, do we want to touch on their bluffs now or go around with the rest of the circle?
We can talk about their bluffs, because in a Legion game, the whole team only gets the 3 bluffs. So it's quite common for good guys to figure out it's a Legion game by the fact that there are lots of evil players double claiming other players, several of them claiming the same role and stuff like that. So these guys are going to have to decide, without really speaking to each other, who is going to take the bluffs and who isn't. And we'll just briefly go over those bluffs. We've got the Noble. You start knowing 3 players, 1 and only 1 of which is evil. Simple, really great bluff for a Legion team. Doesn't take much to come up with anything for that. We've got the Gossip. Each day, you may make a public statement. Tonight, if it was true, a player dies. So, obviously, we're not going to have more than 1 death in the night. but that's something that someone bluffing as a gossip can use. They can say, oh, I've only been saying false things when actually they've been saying true things. Or they can try and claim that they said something that they know is true, therefore the demon must have been disabled, yada, yada, yada. There's all sorts of things that they can work with there. And finally, we've got the Bounty Hunter. You start knowing one evil player. If the player you know dies, you learn another evil player tonight. One townsfolk is evil. Great role for an evil player to lie about. You can start accusing the good guys of being evil, and it's believable. And you can point at actual evil players, because all of these legions are disposable, right? You can point at any of them and gain yourself some brownie points for having caught an evil guy. And that's the bluffs.
Yeah, moving on to our good guys, starting with Adam, our empath.
Adam the Empath. We've seen this one a million times before, guys. It's simple. Each night you learn how many of your 2 alive neighbors are evil. Adam has happily been randomly seated next to a good player, so he's going to get a 1, and that is quite a normal number to get. I don't think that's going to arouse his suspicion a great deal.
And next to him we have Dom, our balloonist.
Dom the Balloonist. Each night, you learn 1 player of each character type until there are no more types to learn, plus 1 outsider. So it's worth noting we've completely ignored that plus 1 outsider. We don't have to worry about how many outsiders there should be in a Legion game. We can have none, we can have loads, we can do whatever we like. It's also, again, worth noting that the Legion can register as a minion. So Dom will learn a townsfolk and 2 legions, and then if he's still alive, he'll learn nothing else. That would normally arouse someone's suspicion, but in a 10-player game, you're not supposed to have any outsiders anyway, so he'll probably just think it's a regular 10-player game.
Yeah, and unless someone in the Legion decides to go for one of the outsiders as a claim, which could work really well, actually, in this game.
Absolutely, yeah. Until Dom only gets 3 characters or players and is still alive, then he'll probably be a little suspicious.
Especially if they're not one of them.
Yeah.
As our sole outsider. And moving on, we have Sully as the Philosopher.
Sully as the Philosopher. Once per game at night, choose a good character, gain that ability. If this character is in play, they are drunk. So Sully can gain anyone's ability. He can only use it once per game. He can pick literally anyone on the script. But if he picks Pixie, Empath, or Balloonist, that would be a crying/hilarious shame, because one of those guys will then be made drunk permanently.
Yeah. Oh man. And with 4 good on the table, that would be pretty devastating. But we do have. It could be really interesting. Well, Pixie would be a very odd choice, but Pixie is our next on the list, and we have a Pixie Empath this game.
We do indeed. Tempest is the Pixie. You start knowing 1 in-play townsfolk. If you are mad that you wear this character, you gain their ability when they die. Just briefly to explain madness, it just means if you are sincerely trying to convince everyone of this. So if Tempest spends his whole game objectively stating that he is the empath, if/when Adam dies, he will get the empath's ability. In fact, he will literally get the empath's ability. That's obviously going to be quite risky because he's going to be going up against Adam, but Adam's an experienced player. He probably knows there's a Pixie on the script, and he hopefully he'll get it, I think.
Hopefully, but it does leave a little wiggle room for evil to meddle, which is good. It's good for Legion to have that.
Absolutely.
All right, that is our very short lineup.
That is indeed. Let's kick things off. Okay, guys. All right. So, Legion. You are all Legion. For those of you who are unfamiliar with it, essentially the majority of the players are Legion. You don't get to choose who dies at night, and most importantly, if you nominate someone, or if anyone nominates someone and only Legions vote, the vote doesn't go through and all of the good guys will know that you're Legion. You win by convincing everybody that this is not a Legion game. That's essentially what you have to do. Do you have any questions?
Just loads, Ben.
Go for it.
Like, how and why?
Would you guys like your 3 bluffs?
Oh,
yes, please.
Oh, shit, yeah.
And you guys can strategize here. We're here to tell you the 3. It is 3 for all of you. Good luck.
Oh, shit.
Your 3 bluffs are Bounty Hunter, Gossip, and Noble. Good luck, guys.
Oh, God.
Thanks.
Good afternoon, Adam.
Hello.
So I know what you're thinking. This character, it's really obscure. It's really complicated. I've got no idea how it works. Do you have any questions?
No, I you know what? Like, I've obviously seen the last video, and Luke had a rough old time with this ability, but I think I've got it.
Okay. Well, we are here to tell you that you learn that the number of your living neighbours who are of a naughty persuasion is 1.
Oh, a little bad boy. It's probably Dom, isn't it? Look at it.
He seems the type, right?
Yeah, right. He's got previous.
He's a wrong gun. All right. Good luck, man.
Mwah.
Hello there, Sully.
Wow, that's pretty rude, Sully.
I know. Like that.
Don't worry, Sully. We're only running an hour and a half behind.
Hey there, guys. I had to back, but never mind. I'm just gonna nip for a wee, but never mind.
It's okay. Hi, Sully. It's better getting the cold shoulder that I received.
I do like the Philosopher, so that's great.
Well, it's basically you can be whatever you want, right?
Yeah, it's like I'm living the American dream.
Okay, well, the question is, do you want to live the American dream tonight, or do you want to save that dream for another night?
I'm gonna save it for another night. I want to see the lay of the land.
Sounds good.
Wise choice. Hello, Tempest. How's it going in this cottage?
It's quite warm and cozy, thank you for asking.
Oh, wonderful. That's as a cottage should be. So, are you familiar with the Pixie?
Yes, I've had a quick look over. I think I've got a pretty good understanding.
Awesome. You familiar with the madness mechanic?
Yep.
Brilliante. All right, well, in that case, then, we are here to tell you that you learn tonight that there is an empath in the game.
Ooh. Is good to know.
Yeah, good luck going up against an empath. But, of course, if you can hang on, you might just get to be one.
Well, perhaps a little bit of pixie magic can go a long way on this day.
Oh, hello.
Hello. Dom.
How did you get up here?
Each night you will learn one player of each character type. Until there's no more types to learn, we don't specify which, and there's an extra outsider in play. And today you learned the name Adam.
Excellent.
Okay, everybody, welcome to Town Square. Indeed, as you wake this morning, the fog rolling in from the moors, the sound of horses passing by, bringing their carts to market, you enter the Town Square to witness once again, for the 13th time in a row, the town storyteller has been murdered. And as you stare at the corpse, blood dripping onto the cobblestones below, you can't help but think, usually the voice that narrates this in my head sounds a bit different. Good luck.
Great. Wonderful.
And am I going mad is the other thought.
So,
Great.
how we all doing?
Good. Yeah, great.
Good.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
Cool.
I'm scared.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm scared of it.
Where's
I
Tom?
hope
I'm scared.
I hope this murder doesn't become a pattern.
Oh, no.
One of the bodies
Should
looks
be
a bit
fun.
different, though.
Yes.
May I Looks a lot more speak treacherous.
Can I speak to Laurie, please?
Yeah, if you want to.
Interesting.
Luke,
Okay.
Luke, could I
Billiard
see
room.
you in the billiard room? No, place.
No!
Oh, not in the
No.
billiard room.
No one wants
Ollie,
to say
get away from
anything? Wait, hold on.
Adam.
Library.
Before everyone just leaves,
Yes.
no one wants to, like, there's no first day info or anything that we could get out right now? Or...
I don't want to share mine just.
Apparently not. Okay.
Okay.
It is
Look at that
helpful
one.
to know if we have a noble, for instance, just because then we can kill you for the Vortox.
That's very fair.
Step right up to
Yes.
be slaughtered.
Hello.
Okay, so here's my
Yeah, shit.
idea. What do you want to do?
So I've got a couple of ideas currently of what I was running with. I was going through like the script and stuff of like what I could possibly play through. Here's what I've currently got going. We know there's no poppy grower in play because we as Legion know who each other are.
Mm-hmm.
So that means there isn't a poppy grower. So that's another additional one that can play. We know the gossip isn't in play. However, the play I was thinking of doing, I don't know whether you want to play it.
Whoa, wait a second. So the bluffs mean they're not in play?
Yes. Yeah. That means that we know that like the good guys don't have those characters.
Right. Oh, so we should be one of them.
Well, we could be, but there's only 3 between 5 of us.
Yes. Which means I'm making a claim for the noble.
Okay, you're making the claim for the noble. Okay.
Yes.
And I would imagine Laurie's a smart chap. He might have already read that cue from you. And actually saying that, so are Blair and Brooke. Pete might be the only dipshit that doesn't realise that.
So I was thinking, because I don't know if a noble actually really is a good bluff, because if they believe part of it, then they will know, if they figure out it's a Legion game, then they've got 2 good people in there out of like 4. And obviously,
well, they don't. But you might have tried to put all the Legion people in there.
That's true. Yeah.
The thing it might do is it might just make them want to nominate Tempest or Sully. It will make Tempest and Sully look suspicious. Hopefully, Tempest and Sully are currently having conversations, so they're probably on the same team. But
okay.
So you might want to do Sully and Dom and me.
Sully and Dom and you.
I trust you. And I do actually.
Why?
I trust you and I trust Pete.
Why? Okay, that's interesting. Why do you trust Pete?
For the same reason I trust you.
Which is,
isn't it? Why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself here, Dom?
Well, I am a townsfolk.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm the kind of townsfolk that it would probably be better for everyone if I reveal who I am not on the first day.
Dom, if I hard claim to you, will you hard claim to me? Because otherwise I'm not going to do it.
It's a good question.
Isn't it?
It's a good question. I think I will hard claim. Well,
Dom,
how
I
hard
don't
a claim?
trust you
How hard
at
a
all.
claim?
You little
how hard a
sneak.
claim do you want?
How hard a claim?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what a hard claim is? Tell me. Tell me who you are. Don't tell me like what you smell like or what your favorite color is. I want to know your character role, and I want it on my desk first thing in the morning. Otherwise, I'll slaughter you in your sleep.
All right. I tell you what. I'll hard claim if you hard claim first. How's that grab you?
It grabs me by the short and curlies, Dominic, and I. Okay.
Then let's have it.
All right, I will. I am the.
Yeah.
I'm the empath, which is why I trust you and why I trust Pete, because I got a reading of 0 on the first night. So
okay.
So unless I'm being meddled with, in which case that suck for me the whole game. I'm being Luked again. If that's not happening, I can trust you and I can trust Pete.
Well, now I've got a quandary because I was going to lie, but now I think I want to tell you the truth.
Okay.
But if I'm wrong about you,
tell me who you are, Dom, or I'll have you killed.
Okay.
Tom, you're such a liar.
All right. I'm going to tell you.
All right, tell me.
I can't believe I'm making a terrible mistake, I'm sure. I am the damsel.
The domsel?
The domsel.
I'm going to nominate you for killing. I'm going to nominate that we kill you.
Why?
Because then you won't be able to be found by a minion.
No, I think that's a terrible idea.
What are you talking about, Dom? It is not a terrible idea. Getting you out of the game as soon as possible is the best thing for the good team. You're so sus, Dom. You're not the damsel at all.
That's because I lied to you about being the damsel.
Oh, yeah. Dom, I don't trust you.
No, I'll tell you who I really am, because I do think you're telling the truth.
Okay.
I'm the balloonist.
And what was your first night info?
It was you.
Oh, Dom, I don't know about that. I really don't.
I don't think that there will be a balloonist, and I don't think there will be a snake charmer, just based on the amount of people that there is. A balloonist could be a good one to sow some doubt, but because we don't have a balloonist would add an outsider. So if we wanted to be balloonist and an outsider, that could be a good potential bluff.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if we claim outsider, then there could be an outsider, so it might not be a safe
bet
thing to say yet. But if we learn if there are any outsiders,
we could gossip about it and suggest that there's an outsider. Maybe that's the play, because we want to protect a gossip.
So Ollie was just saying then he's going to go noble.
Hail Legion. Oh no, Pete's going to go noble.
Okay, right. Well, Pete and Ollie need. I said Pete would be the one who would go for it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think Ollie said he was going to come after me on that one. If he does, like he says that I'm the bad guy that he's found. If he does, I was going to claim Goblin.
Right. Well, because it needs to be 3 people, and you
play.
just kind of leave it up to other people. Basically, whoever's going to claim noble's going to get killed.
That's what I was saying. I said that, which would probably be a good thing, because Adam was looking to kill off a noble straight off the bat. So that would be certainly a good thing. Also, if I can claim Goblin, that at least will make people think there are minions in play. The other suggestion I was going to have for anyone else on the team was we do know there's no damsel, so 2 people could do a huntsman damsel situation.
Yeah, I was going to do damsel. I thought damsel's quite fun.
Yeah,
because then you become a not in play. Character as well.
Yeah, and we also know there's no poppy grower either, so that gives us kind of like six bluffs that we know definitely aren't in play.
Well, do you want to? Should we do that? Maybe.
Well, you and I do huntsman damsel.
Yeah, let's do that. That's fun.
That would be good actually, because what I said to Ollie was, because Ollie's now talking to Sully. Ollie said, like, what information should I have got out of you? I said, I'm going to be cagey about what I'm saying. Like, that is, which you would do if you are a huntsman and a damsel. So that does work.
Nice. Okay, well, let's give that a go. And then let's say, like, see how it's going night 2. And then we'll work out who do you want to be, the huntsman or the damsel, by the way?
I'll go huntsman.
Okay, cool. I'll be the damsel.
Did you get any info last night at all?
Yes. I am a first night infoer.
Lovely.
And your name came up.
Oh. What did they say about me?
I'm not very good at this. I don't even know if I should. I think because So apparently the last time this happened, this was done more quickly. That's what Luke said, but I'm not 100% sure on Luke.
Are you the noble? Because in which case Laurie went straight to the people that were mentioned and went, "Hey, let's talk."
Laurie's saying that.
That's what Laurie did last time. No, not this year. Not this year. Not today. But that's what he did last time when we last played it. He was the noble, and he just went straight to me, Blair, and Dom.
Well, because I tell you, because the names I got were Luke, Laurie, and you.
Oh, lovely, great stuff. Great. So chat to Luke. I suppose you've already chatted to Luke. Chat to Laurie as well. And also, it's good with the noble. Your power's done.
Yeah, so I can go. But you, Luke didn't give me anything. I sort of just put my cards out on the table. What's going on?
I'll give you a hard claim. I'm the philosopher. I don't want that to be bandied around because it's quite a useful character because I get to choose who I am. But I trust you.
Oh.
I trust you.
Pete, can I talk to you, please? In the kitchen.
Who's talking to who?
Pete, I'd like to talk to you, please.
No, I'm talking to you.
No, I
Pete.
want to talk to Pete.
I want to talk to Pete.
I
Maybe we
would
can all
like to
talk
talk to
together.
Pete.
Should we all talk together?
Yeah, we could have the three of us talk if you'd like to.
Pete, you can only take one of us to the prom. Who's it going to be?
That's not true. We can all go to the kitchen.
No, I don't want to talk with Dom in the room, Pete. I want to talk to you because you're
very
my best.
suspicious.
You're my best friend, Pete. You've always been my best friend, Pete.
That's a
call
big stretch, Adam.
Pete,
best friend. It sounds like you're some sort of minion.
I saved your life, Pete.
Wait, what? I would actually genuinely really like to speak to Dom.
Pete, that hurts.
What
Pete,
a kitchen it is.
Stake through my
See you in the
heart,
kitchen.
Pete.
That's cutting.
Pete, I invited you here, Pete.
Bye.
That really stung.
Adam, mate.
Well, that was very interesting. Interesting behaviour from Adam there.
Yes.
So yes, I had an interesting conversation with Adam.
Oh, really?
Where he told me some information. Basically, he said that you're. He believes that you're a good person, a good player.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, that's good to know because I am. So that's nice. Yes. I did actually want to speak to you, Dom.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because I'm going to reveal this to the village in a little bit anyway. But I just wanted to speak to people privately first, because as mentioned in the town earlier, something that would be good to tell the village: a noble. Hey, that's me. And you are in fact one of the people that I got told that might be evil, Dom. So if you can tell me anything that would make you not seem evil, that would be cool.
So you're the noble.
Indeed, 'tis I. So I don't mind dying today. Obviously, once I've told everyone what's going on, but I wanted to speak to the three people I got individually first before I told the whole village.
That's interesting. Well, I tell you what. I will tell you something about me if you tell me who you got. What names you got? 'Cause you got three, right?
Yeah. I mean, I was going to tell the whole village later, but sure. I got you, Ollie, and Laurie.
What I know is that I can either trust Adam implicitly, or I cannot trust him at all.
That's really helpful, Dom.
I know that doesn't sound helpful, but what I mean is, if I can be sure that Adam is good, then I can be 100% sure. If there's even the slightest bit of doubt, I have to assume that he's absolutely evil.
I just went hard for the noble.
Okay, cool. That's great. That's also what Pete's doing. So.
Oh shit! My thing is, I'm going to say you, Laurie, and Sully are the people that came up on my thing.
Who? Sorry, go again.
You, Luke, and Sully.
Oh, that's fun. I mean, yeah, that's fun.
Sully's good.
That might just be a drunk situation. That could be quite funny.
I'm going to aim it all at Luke, though. So if you want to tell me, I've got stuff from Sully. He told me he's the philosopher.
Don't aim it all at Luke. Don't aim it at me either.
I won't aim it at you. So
me and Luke are going to play Huntsman and Damsel, so we're going to see how that goes.
How does that
I think we'll have to say, like, I mean, it's quite funny if you and Pete both claim to be the noble. We could just say that one of you's drunk, which could be quite.
What?
Fun.
So we both offer the same information. Okay.
I don't know. That's a possibility.
What could you have told
Ben,
me that makes me not suspect you?
Sorry, one sec. Ben.
Yo.
Do you think that you could make a drunk of a character that's in the game, but obviously they're going to likely discover that they're drunk, maybe?
So no. The drunk token has to be. Let me answer this again. The drunk token has to be replaced with a not in play townsfolk token. So it's impossible for two townsfolk to sincerely believe they're the same townsfolk when one of them is the drunk.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So
what I will say though, lads, is there is a pixie on this script which solves your problem better than a drunk does.
The pixie, you start knowing one in play townsfolk. Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll go for a pixie then.
How are you feeling? Very good, very evil?
I'm feeling very medium. How are you feeling?
Oh, that's an interesting answer. Very medium.
Yes, medium rare.
So you're not good then?
I'm not evil. I'll tell you that.
Oh, are you an outsider?
I don't know. Maybe. How are you feeling? I mean, I'm good. I'm
feeling really good. I'm feeling really good. How? You're an outsider, aren't you?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm an outsider or not.
Yes, you are. Are you the...
No.
I know what you are.
What do you think I am? Because it's wrong. I bet it's wrong. I bet you're a bad boy. I bet you're the worst. I bet you're a Vortox. Or I bet you're a Boom Daddy. Or I bet you're one of these other ones. Or are you a Godfather? Because yeah. Are you a Godfather?
No, I'm not any of them. I'm a townsfolk. And you, I think, are a goon.
No. You don't know that. You don't know anything. I don't know what you're talking about.
I think you're a goon.
You're a goon.
Who could be good at any given time.
You're a goon. We're all goons here. I don't know. It could be anything. Definitely not an outsider. Don't worry about it.
Goon bourgeois.
No.
Are you a mutant? Is that what it is?
No, I'm certainly not a mutant. I'm definitely not a mutant. I'm absolutely not a mutant. Which is great.
Mm-hmm.
So, but anyway,
you're not a mutant. What are you then? So you're a townsfolk.
I'm a townsfolk. I'm feeling magical.
You're feeling magical, eh?
Yeah, I'm feeling magical.
What? Okay, what does that mean? You
haven't told me anything about you. I've been doing a lot of talking myself into a big old hole, but I'm also very tired.
So I'm guessing you're what? Are you an? Well, okay. I don't get any information on the first night.
You don't get any information. Are you going to get some information later?
I might do.
Might do. Well, that sounds like a big bad boy evil man. Like maybe a godfather.
No. Stop it.
No.
You heard anything? I've heard a few things.
Nothing that would be incredibly useful thus far. Nothing that I would feel super confident in sharing around, you know? Obviously I would like to do a little bit more confirming and seeing how things play out a little bit more just before I possibly perpetrate false information, which we don't want, obviously. I can say that I'm a good player. That's very important. Is there anything that you feel comfortable sharing?
Well, you know, we're in the wrestling news business. You know how that works. A little hearsay here, little rumor there. And I do not like... Well, I'll reveal something to everyone, I think, when we're back in.
Okay.
But Luke is giving me... I'll just tell you now, actually, because I'm going to say it to everyone. So I'm the noble, so I know 3 characters, and one of them... Sorry, 3 people. One of them is evil. And it's Luke, Laurie, and Sully. Sully told me he is good, and his role, but I won't tell you that. Laurie didn't really give me anything, but Laurie's always like that. Luke... he's the person I know most. He was coming off. I just, yeah, if I was to put my money on it.
Luke, I'm going to trust you here.
Okay.
Do you know why I'm going to trust you?
Why is that?
Because I'm in the same boat that you were last episode.
Really now?
Yeah. I'm your little empath. And I just wanted to talk to you and see and basically pick your brains and get some advice on how to be the best empath I can be. I want a masterclass from the master of empathy.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm not sure I was the best empath in the last game. I thought I was a different character. Yeah, so do you know what's so funny? I don't know if you rewatch the episode. I had a line right at the start where I said to Tom and Ben, do you know what, guys? I've got a bold strategy here. I'm going to trust my information. And that spectacularly blew up in my face because I didn't. And I should have been trusting my information. Watching it back, it was very difficult. So that would be the only bit of advice I suppose I can give you is trust your information.
I do not trust my information right now.
So why not?
Well, here's the thing, right? I spoke to I got on my first night. Now I'm telling everyone that I got a 0. I'm telling that to Dom and I'm telling that to Pete because I actually got a 1.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So, I think that Dom and Pete's immediate rushing off to go and talk to each other is a sign that perhaps I'm sat between 2 bad boys.
Okay, I can tell you, like, here's what I know thus far.
Oh yeah, who are you?
Do you know what? I think I am actually I think I'm gonna trust you on this one. Because you've been very forthcoming with information. So, I'm the huntsman.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
so
fascinating.
I've either got someone who's on my side who can also kind of put some feelers out to see if we can find my damsel, or I've royally screwed myself and I'm going to get myself killed, and then our damsel is on her own trying not to get killed.
Luke, are you lying to me?
No, I'm not.
Luke, because I might know who your damsel is.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Who do you think it is?
Luke, are you lying to me?
I'm not lying to you. Who do you think it is?
Okay.
Because I've got my own suspicion. But yeah, you go.
So Luke,
you're
not lying to me, right?
I'm not lying to you.
Right. Here's what. Okay. I spoke to Dom. I told him I was the empath. I told him I got a 0. And he told me, I said, look, I'll only hard claim to you if you do it to me. And he agreed. He settled on claiming that he was the balloonist. But first, he claimed he was the damsel. And then I think he got cold feet and changed his pick to the balloonist because I said I was going to kill him. Because if there's if there's a Vortox, we need to kill someone. And better the damsel's out of play than the minion picking the damsel. So,
yeah.
He then did change his claim to balloonist. So that's for you to kind of wrestle with. But it's possible it's Dom.
Right, what do you reckon, Laurie? Is this a Legion game or something?
I really don't know. I have I've had a very weird conversation with both Pete and Ollie, who seem to be suggesting the same thing.
What are they suggesting?
Well, I think we're about to find out, but they've both come to me with the same claim.
Really? What?
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what. Pete came to me with a claim that he was noble. What did? Is that the claim? Yeah. Well, this can be easily tested in the crucible of nominations, can't it? Because they're an obvious person to nominate, and if they're not the noble, they'll start to brick it.
Yeah. Well, that's true. Yeah, I think that's a really fair assumption. I mean, there's one other option that they could. One of them could be the Pixie. So then they would gain the ability of the townsfolk when they die. But I don't know.
Well, I'm good, but I can't tell you who I am. But I can tell you, Adam hard claimed to me that he was the empath and that he got a reading of 0.
Oh.
Make of that what you will. I'm inclined to trust him, not least because I'm sat next to him.
Sure.
So that's very convenient for me. But also it means I'm tempted to trust Pete as well.
Hello, mate. Hello, mate. Quickly, we don't have time for bits, Ollie.
Okay, I'm being the noble. I hear you're being the noble. Let's just let it play.
Bollocks! Okay, fine. I mean, there's stuff going on in this thing where people can claim Pixie and stuff for double claims. So let's just
who are you claiming?
Happens.
Who are you claiming on your 3 names?
Dom, Laurie, and you.
Okay, so I'm saying Laurie, Luke, and Sully.
Okay. Interesting.
Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Nominations are, of course, open, but you should feel free to openly discuss first if you wish.
Hi to all my friends, and also hi to Pete, I guess.
Hi. Right.
Wow.
Right. Okay. Right. Then, Ollie, you fucking liar. All right.
Whoa!
You lying liar who lies. Okay.
Pete chose violence this morning.
So,
wow.
I am the noble. I wanted to speak to each of my 3 people privately before I spoke to the whole village because I didn't want to speak to them first. So 3 people I got were Dom, Laurie, and Ollie. And I've spoken to Dom and Laurie. I went to go speak to Ollie, and he is also claiming noble. So he is a liar who lies.
He's a liar who lies.
Well, Ollie
Ollie also came to me and said he was a noble.
He said it to me as well.
Yeah. So I will offer my 3 names that I have been told. Those are Luke, Laurie, so a bit of commonality there, and Sully. And I don't know if it's just Sully. I've got a good feeling about Sully. And I don't know if it's just Luke, but I've got a bad feeling about Luke.
Interesting.
Do you have any evidence to back this up, Ollie? Do you have anything else to say beyond I just got a bad feeling and a good feeling?
Laurie's always cagey, so that doesn't surprise me. But Luke, I've known him forever, and he was weird, I think.
I'm just going to point out, Ollie, in a previous game of Clocktower, you and Luke were twins, and Luke was lying to your face. And you got real frustrated about that. So Luke could quite easily lie to you. Just throwing it out there.
No, but I knew it. I knew it right away. I just wanted to believe in him, and I've been burned by that experience, Pete, you fake noble.
But then you even questioned it. You were like, I mean, in the rules, is there a way that he could still be good?
The difference is, Pete, I didn't enjoy it. I didn't enjoy lying to him.
Oh, that's a lie. You're lying now, man.
I didn't enjoy it. It was horrible. I like that although we won, but I didn't enjoy it.
So in summary, I don't have enough information really. I've just been those 3 names, and I've talked to them. And Sully gave me information back.
Well, one of these boys is lying.
One of these boys is crying.
Crying and lying.
And they're both trying. Soon they'll be frying.
And I feel like prying.
Why is one of us lying, Brooke?
Because you can't have 2 nobles. No, that's not how
bloody hell she's right.
Well, yeah, there's the obvious, yeah.
That was right there in front of you.
The village is too small to support 2 aristocrats.
No, yeah, I got that much. I thought you had some sort of revelation, Brooke, to be like, and here's why. But no, it's just like because they both said the same thing.
Yeah, just math
stuff.
Well, Pete, what are your names again?
Dom, Laurie, and Ollie. Sorry.
Oh.
I nominate Pete.
Yeah.
Adam,
cool.
Tell us why you've nominated Pete.
Hello, everyone. So if there's a Vortox, we have to kill today, and I don't think we've got enough to narrow it down. It definitely isn't a Vortox. Pete, if you are who you say you is, then your power is all used up. So you should be okay to die.
I'm totally cool with dying. That is not a problem with me. My only thing is that if it's a Legion game, you don't want to kill off good players because there aren't many of them. So there's that. But I'm happy to die if you guys want to do that.
Okay.
Sorry, what's the Vortox thing?
Oh, hi, Ollie. Welcome back.
I've got it. Someone has to die.
Sex and violence.
Yeah.
Luke and Tempest, you've fallen out of your seats.
Oh, sorry.
I mean, the good thing if it's a Legion game is that the odds are that if we kill anyone, it's probably.
Can I do a gossip claim after this?
You can do it. You can do it after, before, or during.
Okay.
All right. 5 votes required. Here we go.
Not looking good, Pete.
And then tomorrow night, if we're stuck, we can kill Ollie. And then we're fine.
That's fine.
7 is enough.
Evil person.
Pete is on the block.
All right, I'd like to make a gossip claim.
Go for it.
We have a little monster in play.
Okay, little monster in play. Thank you.
I'd also like to make a gossip claim.
Go for it.
I think we have a godfather.
A godfather in play. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I'd also like to make a gossip claim. I think we got a balloonist.
A balloonist. Thank you.
I'd like to gossip as well.
Go for it.
What?
I think that I'm about to die.
I love that Ollie has no idea what's going on. Hearing that little
gossip player. That,
go for it.
That there is more than one evil player on the right side of the board, from Laurie to Blair.
Is that including Laurie and Blair?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
I'll make a gossip that there is more than one evil player on the left-hand side of the board, from Laurie to Blair, including...
For God's sake.
Thank you.
Can we do something useful now? Pete and Ollie, can you give the rundown of who your reads were, apparently?
Yeah, so mine was Dom, you, Laurie, and Ollie. And I spoke to each of you individually. Dom, I got good vibes off of. I think he's mostly trustworthy. Laurie is Laurie and typically cagey and doesn't say much. And Ollie just lied to my face, so, you know, he's the evil one.
And Ollie, you were me, Luke, and Sully. I remembered your...
Yeah, but it's...
Good vibes, Sully. Bad vibes, Luke.
Exactly, and you are cagey. What about, like, drunk and stuff? Because if me and Pete both think we're the noble...
Oh, they wouldn't do that. One of you's a lying boy.
Yeah. There's a liar in there.
I don't know if they normally would make a drunk think they're the same role as someone that's in play.
Oh, right.
I can handle this one, guys. If a drunk is in play, they're given a townsfolk's token that is not in play. It's impossible for two people to sincerely believe they're the same townsfolk as a result of the drunk.
I think we should kill Ollie tomorrow if you guys believe me. There is also the possibility, though. There is also a possibility he could be the Pixie and just being mad about being a noble.
Not a bad shout, actually.
Or a mutant.
Or a mutant,
yeah.
Or a mutant pixie.
Okay.
A Putin.
Well, yeah, I'm definitely up for being killed tomorrow. So I've done my
final call. All right, Pete is executed and dies. The game, of course, continues. Everybody, go to your scattered cottages. That's a pretty good start. That's kind of how you want your first day of a Legion game to go, right?
Yep.
Particularly enjoy the fact that Adam's going to see another one.
I do too, and he already thinks right. I know that he has reasonable suspicion that Dom is the damsel, which is also hilarious to me. So
Yeah.
we'll see how that goes through, because it could bode well or not for Legion. We'll find out.
Yep. What do you think about Tempest claiming to be the gossip? I know, like, almost everybody claimed to be the gossip. Do you feel that that's breaking madness, or do you think you should be more lenient?
See, like, it's difficult, because if I was the empath, I would be very cagey right now. I would happily, like, put up for gossip, or I would be, like, more withholding of my role. So I'm trying to, like, honor that a little bit for what it was as a late stage gossip thing. But I think if it's persistent day to day, then I might have a stronger issue with it personally.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that's kind of a big debate amongst the rules aficionados, whether or not you have to just constantly claim to be the thing. But then, if you do that,
but an empath wouldn't do that
right?
all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
And so to me, it's like, are you playing as though you are an empath? And when it comes down to it, are you saying that sincerely?
So, last question then, I guess. Who are we showing to Dom? Before Pete died, I was thinking we show Pete because that would have been interesting. But now I guess we can't do that. So who do you think?
So I'm curious, because I know Luke's trying to pull a huntsman and get someone to claim damsel, and Blair and Brooke were both already they were debating bluffing as an outsider, though I think Blair took on the gossip. So if I'm going to do a random Legion, I'm kind of inclined for Brooke, just to see if she takes that leap. But we could... that's so tough. Because we did.
We should probably. I recall that there was a couple of them that were discussing doing the huntsman damsel thing. Do you know which pair of them it is?
I know. Like, Luke was definitively claiming to be huntsman to Adam, and looking for his damsel. So, but I don't know if he had coordinated that with at all.
This one's a tough one. I think Brooke then.
Okay, let's do it.
Sullivan.
Hello.
Pipe in mouth, book in hand. Would you like to assume the ability of some other character this evening?
I don't think so. I haven't heard a character that I'm really wanting. I mean, I always could just go for noble, but I feel like I can wait it out, get something better if I just do some more sleuthing.
Yeah,
So
fair
I'll
enough.
wait it out.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Hi, Adam.
Still alive, Carly.
Hello, it's good to see you again. We are back to tell you another exciting one.
I don't believe you, Carly. But thank you.
What are your thoughts on that, Adam?
Oh, my thoughts, Benjamin. So I think either. Oh, I don't want to just do this. I don't want to just fall into the same self-confidence spiral that Luke did. But I think that I'm being lied to. I think there might be a Vortox game. I think I might be in the midst of bad boys because I'm getting bad vibes from Laurie as well. So I think you surrounded me with traitors.
Do you think that Laurie, Pete, and Dom are the evil team?
I could believe it.
Fair enough. Well, to be fair, Dom did claim about 17 different characters to you.
Right. So
it's never a good sign, is it?
Or it could just be Dom. Like, I'm going to speak to him, try and work out if he is the balloonist, which I don't think he is. And then if he's not, I'm going to try and have him killed tomorrow just to expand my influence.
Dom, are you an aviation enthusiast?
Not really, no.
Well, then, unfortunately, you find yourself in this confounding machine flying through the sky, but as you look down, you see the familiar, if somewhat tiny form of your friend Brooke.
Oh. What are you doing, Brooke? My binoculars?
So, Ollie has claimed to be a noble, as has Pete. So, if I'm a demon, if we're trying to portray both of those as being good guys, then a demon might kill Ollie for fear that the good team would get a second set of noble information, which is massive, right? That's really powerful. It's possible that a demon might think that one of these gossip claims is the gossip, but then
if we're killing a gossip, I would go down the Blair rabbit hole just because she was the most forthcoming gossip and kind of started that off, and I think that's what she was hoping for.
Do you remember what Blair's gossip was, Carly?
I believe she said that it was a little monster game,
right?
Specifically, but because the only thing, I think it will over time look less like that, and so it could just be a bad gossip too, and we can contend with that later. But eventually, we might want to consider killing her off as the gossip who was stopped, but maybe not tonight.
Okay, so what about Laurie? What do we think Laurie's claiming to be?
I did not hear a hard claim from Laurie.
Okay. All right. Well, look. Here's what I propose we do. I propose we kill Ollie to make it look like a paranoid demon Vortox is trying to stop a second set of noble information, which would be all false, but it would still be useful if the team figured out it was a Vortox. And that also means that Adam is kind of closer to another good person on the side, on his Dom side, on his left-hand side, which might come in handy later on. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think so. Sure,
okay.
Let's do it.
Fantastic. All right. Let's wake these guys up.
Good morning, Ravenswood Bluff. As the sun creeps over the hills, you find, smashed to pieces like the saddest of potted plants, the remains of Ollie.
Oh.
Wait.
What? That's.
Wow. Interesting.
I don't know.
Well, now.
Oh my god, stop.
Curious. Good riddance.
Peculiar.
I guess the murderer isn't so bad after all.
Dom.
Hey.
Oh, I'm kidding. Let's have a funeral for him.
Dom, can we chat?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Where would you like to talk?
I'd like to talk in the library, please.
I want to speak to you, Adam.
No, you don't, Pete. You had your chance, Peter.
Adam, what if Pete came with us? What if Pete came with us?
No.
Yeah, can I come with you? Okay.
Adam.
Dom.
I now trust you implicitly.
How so?
Well, you did what I was going to do, which is nominate Pete, on the assumption that you would, if you're telling the truth about being an empath, get you some more information.
Yes.
So my question is, what's your current reading?
My current reading is still a 0.
Interesting, okay. Well, I can confirm with you that I am the balloonist, and on the first night, I got you, and I'm now convinced you're a townsfolk.
Who did you get on the second night?
If I'm wrong, then so be it. I shall cast myself from my balloon to my death.
Cool, okay.
On the second night, I got Brooke.
Brooke?
Yeah.
Interesting. Dom?
Could be an outsider, obviously, because that's what I bring to the table.
Dom?
Yes.
Dear Dom. Dear little...
You're going to tell me you're the demon now?
No. I'm not actually going to tell you that. This is up to you.
You're going to keep it a secret.
When I do it again. I'm going to tell you this out of the goodness of my heart, because I cannot lose as the game this way, because I am a townsfolk. I had a conversation with Luke yesterday. Luke is apparently our huntsman.
Oh.
I don't know if you would use that information, Dom. Who's to say? But if you were a damsel and you did want to know where your huntsman was, it might be worth having a chat with Luke today.
The problem is I'm genuinely not the damsel.
Why did you tell me you were?
Because I still wasn't absolutely sure what side you were on, and I realised if I tell you I'm a balloonist and you got me killed somehow, then it would be a waste of time. Whereas I figured like the damsel, probably a fairly safe, not too offensive bluff.
Just a quick one. Adam's the empath.
Yes, I know, but he must be drunk, or he's being made drunk.
Oh yeah.
Because Dom said Adam hard claimed empath to him, and said that both Pete
Adam's
were
lying.
fine.
Adam's lying to him.
About what?
Adam told Pete and Dom that he got a read of 0, but that was a lie. He actually got a read of a 1.
Oh right, so he's now got. He's going to
he's going to have a 1 again tonight or last night, because it'll be you and Dom.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yep. Okay. Just thought I'd let you know. Because he's going to be...
He's going to be coming for me, yeah.
Well, I think he's a bit wary of Dom. Because he asked Dom... He asked Dom to hard claim. And Dom nearly said damsel and then said balloonist. And if he is the balloonist, that does mean we do have an outsider in play that isn't the damsel.
Yeah. I think... Well, okay, so then Adam's... That would mean it's Tempest or Sully.
Pete, you bastard, maybe. Tell me why I should believe you.
Because I'm right? I don't know. Like, I've told you everything. Those are the names I got given. I spoke to everyone privately to get a social read on them, and then I told the whole village, and then died. Mm-hmm. That's me.
Mm-hmm. That is the information that you gave. That is true.
Yes.
Ollie dying in the night there has made me slightly more confused, but possibly not.
My thinking is that he might have been Pixie. But like that's the only thing I can think of, because I don't know why he would have died. Because he's straight up like when I spoke to him privately, he literally just said, I was like, all right, Ollie, do you want to tell me anything? And he was like, yeah, I'm the noble. I was like, well, you're not, because that's me.
In that case, I think the limited information that I have would be important to you and your situation, because I'm the Pixie.
Oh, snap! Okay. I see. That's why it's so confusing.
So yes,
right.
I'm quite interested in what this Ollie situation is.
Do you think I should say that Pete was evil then? Should we double down on Pete being evil?
I mean, I think so.
Because I'm obviously good, 'cause
at least
I got
it throws in some confusion for sure.
Well, while we're here, I'll tell you stuff I think I know.
Yes.
Sully says he's the philosopher.
Sully says he's the philosopher.
Yeah.
Okay. Philosopher.
And
Great.
Tempest, because I told him, the fake noble stuff, and he gave me philosopher back as information trade. And Tempest said he might have a big power later on.
Okay. I'm going to say that I am the gossip, unless you've heard of anyone else claiming gossip.
No, I haven't.
I think that there is a damsel in play.
I think there's a damsel in play.
Hmm.
Have you heard that from multiple sources?
No. No,
Okay.
I've heard it from one source. So it's hard to corroborate, especially as everything might be a lie.
Everything might be a lie, yeah. But if there's so damsel is an outsider. I've heard outsider claims as well. So that would imply that there's either a balloonist or a godfather. And one of the gossips could have been right then if somebody died that way, if it is a Legion game. But, I don't know. Interesting.
Yeah. But, yes, if someone was the damsel, yes, I wonder.
Do you happen to know if there's a godfather? Well, I guess you wouldn't know unless you were.
I've heard no, but I haven't even heard rumor of the evil team yet. I've really just been discussing townsfolk and outsiders.
Well, if you have reason to believe that there's an outsider, that might suggest that you are either a bad godfather or a good balloonist. I've heard gossip of that as well.
You've heard gossip that I'm a what?
I've just heard gossip that there is a balloonist in play.
Oh, I see.
I'm confused by this kill.
I am too. Yeah.
I wonder whether we. Yeah.
Because I don't think it's from. Okay, so I'm going to tell you who I am. So I am the gossip.
Amazing. That's great news, actually.
Yeah, but I don't think it's from my little monster thing. Because after talking to Ollie, well, I don't know. It seems like, yeah, I'm not entirely sure actually. But like, I'm gonna keep making swings, and see what happens.
Everyone's got stories about you, Laurie. They're saying you're being cagey.
Well, that's just how I play the game, Adam. I wouldn't agree with that as a strategy.
I've got information on you, Laurie.
You do?
I do. I've got information that you're a good boy.
No, you don't.
I do.
Fuck off.
I do. Well, all right. Convince
Piss
me
off.
otherwise, then.
Piss off.
I have information that you are good. So
okay,
I wanted to
where
know.
Where did you get said information?
The storytellers told me.
Oh.
But they're liars.
Okay. So how would you... Yeah, they are massive liars. Okay.
So, who is you? If you are good.
Well, if I am good, I don't want to say, because I don't know what you are.
All right, I'll tell you. Okay, if I tell you who I am, will you tell me what you are?
I will suggest that it's not the sort of thing that I particularly want to be saying to multiple people. I want to get this off without a hitch.
Okay. I'll tell you this then, because I'm willing to trust you to an extent. Similarly, I trust Dom, but only for now until I can work out what demon we've got in play. Sure. I got a reading of 0 on you and Dom in the night.
Well, look, I'm happy to die. Let's put it that way.
You're happy to die.
I'm happy to die. If that expands your read, if you are the empath, I'm happy to die.
Why are you happy to die?
Well, you'll work that out afterwards, I imagine.
I mean, probably so. But is this a plan that I can interfere with? Because I don't want to. I'm a good boy.
No, you don't have to. You don't have to. Like, it's just that's honestly That's all I'm going to say on the subject.
Sully.
Hello.
You don't think I'm a liar, do you, Sully?
I don't know. I'm on the fence.
Adam.
Yes, Pete.
Can we talk?
Sully, would you like to have a chat in the library?
I fucking hate you. You're taking this personally.
See you in the library, Sully.
I just want to speak to Adam.
Hello, Sully. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm fueled by spite. That's what I am.
Yep.
You know. Look, if you have a chance to talk to me and you don't take it, then I will never speak to you again. So, who are you? Quickly.
All I'm going to say is that I'm not an information gatherer from the first and second night. That's all I'll say. What about you?
I can gather information. I've got some information, and I am sus of Laurie, particularly, and also I don't have good feelings in my waters about Dom.
Yeah. Oh, I never do. That's fair.
I'm claiming to be the gossip.
Yeah, I figured as much.
So, yeah. And I've convinced Sully that I'm the gossip and that there's not a little monster. So, we'll see.
Cool.
We'll see. I don't know what I'm going to gossip next.
Okay. Laurie and I were going to go for a huntsman damsel play.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure Dom is the balloonist, which would create an outsider. I've been chatting with Sullivan about this.
Yeah.
I think he's on board with the idea as well because he's convinced there's an outsider.
Okay. Noms are imminent, so let's.
Okay, and also I can tell you, I don't know if you know, Tempest is the Pixie, and Adam is the Empath.
Pixie. Oh my god, you got so much info. Holy shit.
Nominations are open, but do feel free to continue this discussion.
Okay.
I'd like to make a gossip claim.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
We have a legion in play.
Ooh.
You gossip that there is a legion in play.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
I would also like to gossip.
Oh, you go.
I would like to gossip that Laurie is on the bad team.
Laurie on the evil team, thank you.
I would also like to gossip. I think that there is a balloonist in play.
Okay, thank you.
I would also like to gossip that we have an outsider.
An outsider, or is that specifically one or at least one?
There is one.
Okay, thank you.
I would like to gossip that because I didn't gossip on the first day, that I am not the gossip.
Good one, Adam.
Yep.
That's some real detective work right there.
Mm-hmm.
He's so hard to
I would like
read. He's
to
so opaque.
gossip that Ollie is on the bad team.
Ollie, evil, thank you.
I would like to gossip that Adam isn't the gossip.
Jesus.
I would like to nominate Laurie.
Adam, tell us why you've nominated Laurie.
Well, you see, you're asking me two questions there. The first takes me back to the because I spoke to him, and based on my information, and also the fact that apparently he's willing to die, that I think he'd be for this plan.
What?
Okay, Laurie.
I said willing to die in the abstract of willing to die, not thinking that Adam would come and nominate me now. But do you know what? Like, go for it.
Okay. We
is
have
this just
8
in
living
case-
players.
Is
Sorry,
this
go
just
ahead.
in case there's a Vortox, Adam?
This is in case it's a Vortox, which I have suspicions it might be. Both nobles have had a read on Laurie, apparently. And also, I am going to say this right now. I'm not going to vote for this, but I want it to pass. And I don't think any good players should vote for it. I'm Legion checking, basically. I'm not going to vote for this because I am, for sure, a good player.
Okay. So what you're saying, Adam, is that if you think you're evil, vote for it.
Oh, Adam.
Attractive prospect, I'm sure.
Yeah,
if this
you
works,
laid that trap so well.
if this works,
Poirot's done it again.
They'll sing tales of my courage and bravery.
Just to double check, Adam. If I am evil, I should use my ghost vote on this. Is that what you're saying?
Please do, Pete. Please.
Okay, cool.
Unbelievable. Right. Okay. Well,
Big brain play.
Adam Bond villained himself.
if you're good, don't vote for this, and we'll see who votes.
All right, I retract a significant percentage of what I just said.
No one's voting now.
I'm voting for this.
Adam, you're evil. He's evil. Adam's voting on it. He's evil.
All right. 8 living players, 4 votes required. Here we go.
I don't know what to do now.
Neither do I. Did we just vote for it if we want? I don't know.
Don't vote for it.
What have I
I'm
done?
leaving it. Yeah. Look, Laurie.
Well done, Laurie. Yeah, well done.
2 is not enough.
Oh dear.
That was
And then Laurie voted for it himself. I don't understand.
slick. What a strategist. What a strategist.
I would like to gossip. Go for it.
Yeah, all you've done is gossip and you weren't the gossip. It's amazing. Oh, right.
Incredible work.
Wow.
I'll just be quiet.
Okay. I do think we should kill someone though.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I mean, does anyone have any information? Because like I obviously
Or is
struggle
anyone
with
more
this,
willing
so,
to die?
Yeah.
More willing to die.
I was willing to die, but got taken care of.
But you're dead. Yeah.
So willing to do
second
it ahead
call.
of time.
I think Dom would be a good kill.
No, I wouldn't.
Why?
Why would Dom be a good kill?
Explaining why would be bad. But
Oh.
you're gonna have to trust me. Me, the voice of reason in Ravenswood Bluff.
I nominate.
I understand, Adam. I think, which is why I wanted to speak to you today.
You're never going to speak to me, Peter. You will never speak to me. Not even in the office, at work. You will never speak to me again.
We sit opposite each other. It's gonna be real hard to do that.
I'll stick to it. I'm stubborn.
All right.
Pete, have you seen the size of his Mac? It's dead easy to do. It's true. I find that real easy.
Yeah.
If you pledge on the top tier of Patreon, Pete, you can get a video call with Adam.
It'll be a silent video call.
The whole thing.
I do actually think we've got one together next week, Adam. Amazing.
Are we just going to let it run? And
Dom,
Speaking of
what were you
calls,
saying,
final
Dom?
call.
we can't.
Surely not.
Why?
Dom was going to nominate.
Dom,
I was, yes, sorry, yes. I nominate Brooke.
Okay, Dom,
Why?
tell us why you've chosen Brooke.
We had a conversation, and I just got a really bad vibe.
Stop.
I don't know how else to say
Stop.
it. I just think I've just got. She gives me the willies.
I give you the willies.
You give me the willies. I think basically, Brooke told me that she doesn't really, she doesn't basically get much information. She doesn't have much information. So yes, she might be good, but if it's a Vortox game, someone needs to die. So if she's not that useful, then I don't think she'll mind. And if she was lying to me, which it sounded, I mean, that's the kind of defense you'd make if you were evil, then she's evil. So she should definitely die. So I think it's win-win for the good team if we execute her, and if we're wrong, then obviously we'll hold a small but touching memorial.
Remember, if you're good, don't vote for this.
I would also back up, but yeah, no, Brooke, you should probably defend yourself, shouldn't you?
Yes, Brooke, go for it.
Yes. Well, Sullivan, are you gonna? Oh.
He was so quick to get in. Like, let's vote for it now.
Go on.
No. I am inclined to think that this is a Legion game. And if it is a Legion game, you want to keep good or outsider players alive because there aren't many. And I know who I am. I have suspicions of... Dom, I do trust you. I have a feeling that I think I know who you are. And you should trust me based on who I think that you are. But I am very suspicious of people who I haven't talked to yet. I'm suspicious of Blair.
What?
I'm suspicious of Tempest, but I haven't talked to you yet, Tempest. Basically, you don't have any information beyond I give you the willies, Dom. And you're better than that, Dom. You're better than that.
Well, that's why I went on to say all the reasons that you should be executed as well.
Ooh, catty. All right, let's. I'm going to vote for this because I nominated, so it'd be silly not to. Obviously, everyone else, if you're good, you won't vote for it, and if you're Legion, you'll pretend to be good and not vote for it, I presume.
You need 4 to get
this stuff is flawless.
We've got a hard vortex check coming, haven't we?
Oh, fucking hell.
Hey, if this doesn't go through, let's just kill Pete or Ollie. We can nominate a dead person.
That's
it's
true,
fine.
actually.
Yeah.
So
That's a really good idea.
Yeah, kill me again. Screw it.
Yeah.
3 is not enough. Currently, nobody on the block.
I nominate.
Okay, I
Pete.
nominate. There we go.
Okay, I think Sully was in there first, right?
I'll do the same. We'll do a joint nomination of Pete. But yeah, give it to me.
Okay, Sully, you've already kind of explained it, but if you want to go over it again, why have we nominated Pete?
There might be a Vortox. Then now Pete will be our execution for today, and so we will
Also-
not lose.
Also, nobles, if he was a noble, you know, they do tend to be vampires, so it's worth killing them twice.
Mm-hmm. Very true.
Make sure.
Good
Very
point.
true. There's no disadvantage to pushing this through, basically. So
I
we may as
mean,
well.
you know, we
Okay,
won't.
Pete.
I do
I
want to
mean,
hear Adam's reasoning.
if y-
Well, okay. Anyways, yeah.
If you guys want to, you could just test for the Vortox. If you guys are thinking that it is a Legion game, you could, go balls to the wall, not execute anyone, and try. And
That's
Oh my god,
nuts.
Pete's evil.
confirm.
Why would we do that?
I'm just throwing out an idea. All right.
This may be hitching my star to a fallen angel, but I'm kind of with Pete on this one. If we execute Pete, we don't learn any new information.
If we're wrong though,
yeah,
we don't need to do that yet.
Adam,
Like the
I've
coach
never,
said, don't fear
Adam,
the
hold on.
Vortox.
I have never heard you shrug so much on the potential of Vortox. Vortox loss.
I
To be
was
like,
for.
I suppose.
I was for the last 2 hard Vortox checks. This is on character for me.
Either way,
Am I
the vote
reclaiming
begins.
some trust, Adam? Reclaim the trust. Come back to me, Adam.
I don't know what I was. We've got enough anyway.
Yes. Don't even vote.
We've got a raft of cowards.
4 is just enough. Pete
Can you
on the
explain
block.
why you're suspicious of Dom?
Me?
Yeah.
What?
What?
Incredibly flustered social reads. I
see. Oh, okay. Yeah.
I had a chat with
Was
Dom
his
on the
fountain pen spilling everywhere?
I had a chat with Dom on the first day, and he proceeded to rattle off half the grimoire as to who he was.
Hang on a minute. What, Blair? When was this Adam? When was this conversation you had with Blair where you told her that you don't trust me?
It was literally like 3 minutes ago. He said it to everyone.
I think you're a good kill.
Oh, I wasn't. I wasn't listening. Oh, no. He said I was a
Yeah,
good
that
kill. He
bit.
didn't say he didn't trust me. There's all sorts of reasons to kill people in this village,
Final call.
especially with the village that we've got. God.
Oh dear.
I'd like to nominate Dominic Allen.
Oh, okay. Last minute noms there. Brooke, tell us why.
Basically because he nominated me, so tit for tat. And because
Yes.
so mainly
Fuck's sake.
revenge, but also because
you're
he
evil.
went after me with very little reason, and I think he's trying to kill off good players because I think he's part of the Legion. So, I think he wants new people to die, which you wouldn't want to do unless you're Legion. So I'd like to vote for him.
Okay. Dom?
There's a huge hole in this logic. If I was Legion, and I was nominating a good player to get rid of them, then the Legion would have surely backed me up in the vote. Otherwise, it's a complete waste of time.
But if all Legion vote, then it fails, right?
Exactly. So why even go through with this strategy in the first place?
Just to be clear, it's if only Legion votes in that scenario.
Yeah. So anyway, so my defense is that it's not it's a not very good argument, and in fact, what this has done is corroborated for me that this is a Legion game and not a Vortox game, because Brooke is definitely evil based on the information I've got.
What information do you have?
Let's tie it up then.
Brooke is evil.
Let's tie it up then, Dom. Put yourself on the line. Let's tie this up.
All right, fine.
Okay, well, 5 to execute, 4 to tie. Here we go.
If you practice your own pudding, Dom. If you think this is okay, we've got 4.
Oh, I don't need to then.
Yeah, you don't have to.
We have a
Vortox.
tie. Currently, nobody on the block.
Oh, come on, boys. Let's do this.
My God.
Adam,
All right,
if this is a
everyone.
Vortox, this would be one of the worst things. Like, you claimed to be the gossip
funny.
when you didn't the first night. You then fucking said to all the only good players don't vote, and then it's the fucking Vortox. It's the worst turn in board game history.
Come on, right by. I'm
my
crafting a
gosh.
legacy here, guys. Let's do this.
Yep.
I am under the impression that this isn't a Vortox game, so I'm happy to let this go right now.
I think we do. Yeah.
Final
So
call.
we go. Oh, man.
Has everyone got their calendars ready? Yeah. Check in when you're available in the next fortnight to re-record this episode.
The Vortex thing.
Okay, there were no executions today, and the game continues. Everyone goes to
Hell
sleep.
yeah! It feels good.
Wow, that was kind of brave, wasn't it?
It was, but I'm here for it.
Yeah. Well,
I'm actually surprised coming from Adam though, just because he was liking the Vortox theory for a good while there.
Well, I'm wondering if maybe he knows that Tempest is the Pixie, because then he would know that he's got objectively correct info, which means no Vortox, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I know Tempest has said it to a couple people, but I'm not sure if it's made its way back to Adam.
Right. Perhaps. That's certainly what I imagine why Tempest was saying it's not a Vortox game, though. I imagine Tempest knows that Adam is the empath.
Yeah, and feels pretty reassured in that.
Well, I have become aware since yesterday that Brooke is kind of soft claiming to be an outsider, and Laurie and Luke are the damsel huntsman pair bluff. So Laurie's going damsel and Luke is going huntsman.
Yeah, and Blair kind of doubled down on kind of continuing with the gossip. As the bluffer, her.
So I'm
that's
thinking
our fake lineup.
Yeah, tonight I think we show Dom Laurie. Because that's two outsiders, both claiming outsiders, and it makes one of them believable as an outsider, right?
Yeah. Okay, I'm here for it. They're both under suspicion, so that works for me.
Yep. I am really keen to see what Sully does. I really hope he picks now.
Me too. I hope so as well.
All right, Sullivan, it's night 3, and you're still just a regular old bloke. What do you want to become? Or do you want to save it for another night?
It's a really good question. It's very, very tough. I think I wonder whether I become the gossip, because that's something that I know is in play. I'm fairly certain is in play, and it's a good to have an information getting role.
Well, what I will say to you, Sully, is now that it's been objectively proven that it's not a Vortox game, the gossip's usability is quite low, because in a Little Monster game, it just specifies that a player must die each night. So if a gossip causes that kill, then we don't have to have a Little Monster kill. And with Legion, it's the storytellers deciding how many players die and who dies and all this stuff. So it's probably not a great choice right now.
Yes, you are a very wise man. Thank you.
You're welcome.
In which case, the only other one that I can really think is that I'm fairly certain is in play. I haven't had a claim of it. is the empath, but maybe do I just wait one more night and see if I can find out for sure? Yeah, I think I'm going to wait one more night because I'm not 100% certain that there is one in play. So I'm gonna wait it out.
Fair enough. Brave. All right. We'll see. We'll be back tomorrow then, possibly.
Thanks so much, guys.
Right. So technically, we should decide the Legion death next. Although,
yeah,
it doesn't matter a great deal in what order we do things in this particular game, as long as we're not killing goodies. We may have to do that tomorrow night though to keep things balanced.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Evil are struggling a bit now.
Yeah, and I will say, just because, Adam as an empath, known wide and large, with his neighbors dying around him, I would be scared to leave him alive. But they also have assurance that we are kind of controlling the deaths in this case at this point, because they know it's not a Vortox.
Yeah, absolutely.
So they'll just have to meta us.
Yeah.
At that point, good luck.
So I kind of want to leave Luke and Laurie in.
I do too.
So maybe we kill Blair?
Sure.
Okay, let's do that. So Blair's going to die. Adam is still getting a 1. And Dom will be shown Laurie, who, for the purposes of the mechanics, will register as a minion, although I imagine he will think he's an outsider.
Good evening, Adam.
Hi, Carly.
I've come to give you a surprise of 1.
How surprising! How's my game going so far, Carly, in your expert opinion?
Adam, you're doing great as always.
I'm doing great! I'm going to put this on the fridge. Thanks so much for my 1.
Dominic.
Hello.
As the air begins to get thinner and thinner up there, and it's more and more difficult to make out the faces of your friends hundreds of feet below, you do, however, notice the inherently gammy walk of your good buddy Laurie.
Oh, wow. Okay. Wow, okay. Fascinating. That's very, very, very useful to know. Thank you.
I'm glad you think so. All right, I'll see you in the town square.
Glad you think so.
Good morning, Ravenswood Bluff. As the sun rises over the town square, you see in a putrid heap not even a mother could love the remaining, decaying, once lovely Blair.
I'm so sorry, but my camera is struggling, so I'm trying to join on my other computer, so we might need to redo that because I'm not here.
All right. Okay. Well, you are there, and you look.
I'm there now.
The quality's cool. So, yes, Carly, do you want to do that again? And we'll all react like the first time.
Sure.
Get my acting boots on.
As the sun rises over the town square, you see in a putrid heap not even a mother could love the once lovely, decaying remains of our dear Blair.
Oh no!
Oh no, Blair!
Why?
Not Blair! Shit!
Oh, Sully, thank you.
Fucking shit! No!
Well, now James is going to have to keep in the entire take. Thanks, Sully. Fucking drama school, was it, you monkey?
Sorry, I tried to do the original. I tried to do the original take. Sorry.
How is the quest for an agent going, Sullivan?
I've got one. He's just not very good. Anyway, never mind. We won't talk about that.
God. Adam, would you like to have a chat?
Can I?
I'd like to talk to you as well, Adam.
I'm the most popular boy at the dance.
I was going to say, yeah, because I wanted to talk to you as well.
Oh no, my suitors, please.
Well, I'll be in the library if you want to speak to me.
I will say this before I start talking to people, because
he's letting us down gently.
My heart is promised to another. Because we have a demon where storytellers are deciding the deaths. First of all, I think we should all come out and claim who we are. And I'm more than happy to lead that, because you can't be targeted by the evil team. Either Little Monster is in play or Legion is in play. And in both those cases, deaths are decided by the storyteller. So I am going to just say...
Adam, I still think that's a bad idea.
Why?
There's plenty of reasons people wouldn't want to claim what character they are openly, because there are characters in play.
That is true.
Potentially,
Okay, well,
that can end the game as soon as they're revealed.
If you don't have one of those characters, oh no, then they're not just.
Oh my
like...
god.
Adam, come to the library.
Once again.
Come to the library.
Everyone,
come to the library.
Shut up, all right? I'm just going to tell you who I am.
Do you want to run a vote, Adam?
Who are you, Adam? Who are you?
I'll tell you who I am.
you?
I'm the empath.
I knew it.
That's what I thought you might be. Yeah.
No, it makes sense.
On the first night, I got a reading of 1. On the second night, I got a reading of 1. That is my information.
Okay.
And my third night, I got a reading of 1. Every single time I've had a 1.
Okay.
Okay.
That's certainly,
All right,
certainly
Dom.
points. So yeah, I was going to say, it certainly points to Dom, I suppose. But
Well,
Or Pete and
that's
Laurie.
interesting.
Pete and
well,
Laurie.
that's what I was
are-
gonna say,
Well, that's
yeah,
interesting
or it's
because
that.
because I'm the balloonist. I'm surprised you've never noticed me flying around in my balloon. But on the first night, my reading was Adam, and on my second night, my reading was Brooke. And if you want to find out what my reading last night was, then you're going to have to come and speak to me privately.
You're going to have to pay a monthly subscription.
You'll have to buy the DLC.
It's a Patreon exclusive, that. All right.
Well, Dom,
Yes.
should we go and have a chat?
Let's have a chat in the library. What do you make of the current situation? Because my reading last night was Laurie. Which, I mean, you didn't get a reading on. You got a 0 on Laurie, did you?
I'll tell you the truth, Dom. I lied to you the first time
I thought
we
you
spoke.
had.
I got 1s straight down the line, which my neighbours didn't change last night, so my last night's reading is the same as night 2 reading, which is 1, and my first night when I was next to you and Pete was a 1.
So Pete's evil.
Maybe. I mean, I guess in your mind, then yes, unless I'm drunk or am being poisoned. But if it was a Legion game, that wouldn't be the case because there are no minions.
But what I'm saying is we know it's not a Vortox game, so my readings, we can probably say they have more veracity than they had before, right? If it is a Legion game, do I still add an outsider as the balloonist?
Yes.
Which means that therefore, if you're telling the truth and you're not in the Legion, you're not in the Legion, right?
I'm not in the Legion.
If you are a townsfolk, then either Brooke is evil or an outsider, or Laurie is evil or an outsider. So if you've got a reading of 1 each time,
Pete and Laurie.
That suggests to me that Pete and Laurie are evil and Brooke is an outsider.
And I have also been standing next to you both times.
Yeah, but I'm the balloonist.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how else. We're hundreds of feet in the air, Adam. I don't know how else to prove this to you. All I need to know is I need to have enough information to know whether Brooke or Laurie is one of them's an outsider, right? Presumably, we have to believe that, surely.
If you got me and Brooke and Laurie, yeah, one of them is an outsider, and one of them. If it's a Legion game, one of them's an outsider, one of them's evil. If it's not a Legion game, if it's Little Monster, then one of them could. Then they both could be minion and. Actually, oh no, because there's only minions.
Yeah, they register as minions, right?
One of them is, as long as you're on the level, one of Laurie and Brooke is evil.
Just be aware, guys, that in a Little Monster game, the player that's babysitting Little Monster can also register as demon whilst babysitting.
This game.
It's also worth noting as well that in a Legion game, the number of outsiders that should be in play is completely irrelevant. You just the storyteller just puts whatever good folks they fancy in.
Well, even if a character adds an outsider. Oh shit!
Well, this is all for nothing, Dom.
But then I think, I mean, maybe Ben will correct me if I'm wrong, but maybe he'll leave it because it's more interesting that I haven't got a clue what's going on. If I get a name per category, so theoretically, if there were no outsiders, I wouldn't have got another reading last night. I'd have just got nothing.
So if you're the balloonist and if there is no outsider in play, you have now got all the information that you can get because you've seen a townsfolk, a minion, and a demon.
Oh yes, of course.
So let's see what happens to you tonight, I suppose.
Dom is now going to know who the outsider is, right?
Potentially. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
But he's not going to know who the evil team are, so that's
true. But my point was going to be was that, like, if there is, because what our game at the moment includes us having an outsider. Yeah, so he is going to know that Adam is he was his townsfolk. He has decided that Brooke is his demon, I'm going to guess, or minion.
Mm-hmm.
Probably minion, because I guess because we register as minions. And then he'll have been told someone is an outsider.
I don't know. There's potential to hide in it. We've just got to see what they come out with.
The other possibility we have as well for our Damsel Huntsman play is that there is a Godfather as one of the minions, because that creates another outsider.
Yeah, true. I think they're gonna have cracked that there's a legion. I think what we need to do is we need to, like, we keep talking to each other. What we need to do is try and organically let, like, Adam put us together. So I need to try and speak to Adam.
If you didn't believe that I was an outsider before, you shouldn't, because I'm not an outsider. I'm a villager. I'm a villager. Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So you are okay. I know which outsider you are then. Cool.
Yes.
That's good to know. But you're not obviously an outsider. We both know.
No, I'm a villager. I'm magical. I'm a pixie. Yep.
You're a magical pixie, right?
Yes, that's me.
Great.
Mm-hmm. And I know that Dom is the balloonist. Is that what my? Yep. But anyway, so Sullivan, do you trust me?
Yes, I do, and so I'm going to tell you who I am.
Okay, who are you?
I'm the Philosopher.
Oh, have you chosen your role yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
I have played it very fast and loose. I've been basically because I didn't know any like fucking townsfolk people, but now I do, and I think I'm gonna go for empath.
That would suggest either you would make Adam drunk based on his claim.
No, yeah, I'm not worried about if they become drunk. I'm wondering whether I find out whether they're in play or not. So if they're not in play, let's say I choose the empath and the empath isn't in play, Adam's lying, right? Mm-hmm. Then do I find out, oh, sorry, Sullivan, that character isn't in play? Or is it they go, yeah, you're the empath and this is your information, but it's just lies?
Yes. I think that I think you just get to be the empath regardless. I mean, I think it might be good to check Dom, because then if there are 4 good players, if you get a 0, then you know that the people that we have to pick off are the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
But if you get
That's a really good point.
Yeah,
so if I go for empath, and if I get a 0,
then you know.
Then that means that the other 4 are more than likely evil.
Yes. The other 4.
Cool.
Because how many people do we have left?
We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. So I know I'm good. I'm 99% sure that you're good.
Yeah.
Let's say we got a 0.
Mm-hmm.
Then that means that Dom is good as well. So that'd be 3 out of the 4 good players overall have been found. And I think between Ollie and Pete, one of them was evil, one of them was good.
Yeah, I think so as well. And then I think Blair must have been evil then? I'm not sure.
People are kind of revealing their roles. I'll tell you 3 at least first. But I am the Pixie.
Oh.
I am the Pixie. So I'm hoping to get some more information out of all of this. But I've yet to do so.
Which means you won't get the power of the role that you know.
Yeah.
Because you're not mad about it.
Right. So, I mean, I can die, but I'm a good player. So we probably don't want to kill off too many good players, because I reckon we probably have a Legion game going. That's my assumption at this point. So good players staying alive is preferable.
Okay, well, I'm gonna tell you guys, because I'm dead now.
Sorry,
so I'm it's very sad. But to be fair, I might have deserved it because I was gossiping a lot. And I'm the gossip.
Okay.
So I don't know if either of my statements were true.
What ones did you say? Do you know?
So day 1, I claimed that we had a little monster.
Mm-hmm.
And then last night I claimed that we had Legion.
Was it like an uncomfortable shock for you when your fellow Legion member came out with the same bluff that you did?
No, I've been told. I don't know what Pete is. So you have got a 1 reading. Or what did you talk to Dom about?
I was trying to gauge whether or not he was a bad lad, and I also wanted to get his secretive balloonist reveal.
Yes, because I definitely know what that does.
Do you find security in numbers as a bad guy? Because obviously being a bad guy is stressful, but you've got loads of friends with you to kind of help you, like, see you through this one. Does that help?
I've got to be honest, Adam. As soon as I died, I was the happiest person. I was like, I can enjoy this game now.
I'll find a way to bring you back. I'll find a way to kill you again.
I think you're good. I don't know about Dom. Tempest is being weird.
Tempest being weird.
Luke and Laurie. Yeah, I don't know. Well, it's just that I keep on asking him stuff and he doesn't. I've told him everything because I'm just playing that way. Luke and Laurie, I haven't really spoken to. Sully, I think's good. He told me he's the philosopher, if that helps.
Oh, did he now?
Yeah. Is he not?
Okay. He could be. He was the philosopher last game. So, it's possible. It's possible. I don't want to think about the meta in that way, but yeah. Interesting.
So why if you kill Dom, you can get a read on
Sully.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's a tricky one. I think you are bad. I think you're a bad lad. I don't trust you, and I think you want to have me killed. I think you want me to execute every member of my good team. Which could be, Dom, obviously, I've got a 1 each time, and Dom's been stood right next to me, leering at me. So, yes, Dom could be my bad boy, but then again, it could be Pete and Laurie. If you're genuinely the noble, you think that Pete's lying, right?
Well, yeah, I would assume so. I don't know how many madness, drunk mechanics there are, but yeah, it's confusing to me that Pete has also claimed to be the same thing I am.
What have your reads been?
My reads have been Adam, like I said, and Brooke, and you.
Ooh.
Yeah, so what do you make of that?
Well, they're not in order. You do know that.
You what?
You do know they're not in order.
Yeah.
So it could be anyway.
I know they're not in order.
It could be Brooke. Could be Adam.
Could be Brooke. Could be Adam. Could be you.
Could be me.
Could be you.
It's likely to be me.
It's likely to be you.
Oh, it's very likely to be me.
Oh.
Just statistically, Dom, I've been evil the most times out of any player who's played this game with us on the channel.
That's not how statistics work.
I am at this point a safe bet.
All right then. Well, yeah. Then we'll go for you.
Well, we could go for you. We could go for Brooke.
We could go for me, but I went for Brooke last time. It didn't work.
Look, the thing is, if we go for me and then Adam gets a 1, then it's you next, isn't it? So
not if it's a Legion game and Luke's evil.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, it is true, isn't it?
But then how do you ever find out anything?
Well, you just keep killing until you get a 0, right?
Well, yeah, but that's all believing that Adam's not just leading the game by saying that he's the empath.
Oh, don't worry. It's crossed my mind a few times now that he's using me as some kind of elaborate puppet.
Because the problem is that feels like an Adam thing to do to me. But
that's what I thought. But then,
and also,
yeah,
the empath is it is such a good bluff because you do just get to take control of the order of the game.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the Town Square, gang. There are 7 living players. 4 votes will be required today. Nominations are open.
I'd like to nominate Laurie.
Dom, tell us why you've nominated Laurie.
I've nominated Laurie because he was my my reading last night. So the statistical odds are that he's a bad one. That's it, really.
I mean, that's not
you
all
can't,
true.
You can't argue with statistics.
I mean, that's not accurate at all, Dom.
Why is it not accurate?
Because there's 2 potential good rolls and 2 potential bad rolls of outsider, townsfolk, minion, and demon. You don't know any of the 4, right?
Yes,
it could
it's
be
50-50.
Yeah, so it's not more statistically likely that he's a bad one. It's 50-50.
Well, you say that, but based on my assumption about the other readings I've had, I think it's better than 50-50. But for your sake, yes, it's 50-50. I've also got a bit more information, which isn't my information, so I don't want to share it, that I think corroborates the situation. But that's for other people to decide. But I think he's evil. I think he's really bad. And when I challenged him on it, he said, you may as well, because I probably am. And if that's not a confession, that wouldn't stand up in court.
I said statistically likely, because I've been evil more than anyone else.
Then you're backing me up. You agree?
Yeah,
with
no,
me.
that's kill me. Go for it. I will say to counter this, Dom has been sat next to Adam the entire time. Adam has had 2 readings of 1 both times, and the information that Dom gets from his roll doesn't come in an order. So it's not like it's going townsfolk.
Well,
outside,
those
minion,
two defenses cancel each other out, because if you're arguing that my information doesn't come in an order, then you're admitting that I'm the balloonist and therefore good, which means that you and Pete were evil.
Or that you're lying, Dom.
Or that I'm lying, yeah. But what I'm saying is
I'm saying there are multiple. I'm saying there are multiple points of fault with your information.
Yeah, but they're not. Then they don't stack up. They're either or.
No, but it's one or the other.
I've also said kill me. Jesus.
Yeah.
What's a guy have to do to die around here?
All right. Kill me, Jesus. That's quite the quote. Here we go. 4 votes required.
I'm behind this, but I can't vote.
I am not, but I have my reasons. I am not, but I have my reasons.
I'm not behind it either.
5 is enough. Laurie on the block.
For the sake of outing myself as a good player, I feel fairly confident in saying now to the whole group, I've told probably about half of you, that I'm the Pixie. Mm-hmm. And on the first night, I was told that there was an empath. And I believe that has pretty much since been corroborated by Adam, providing his information. Of course, he could be lying. All this, I could be drunk. I don't know. But I'm believing the information that I've been given so far. I'm a good player, and I just don't want anybody to nominate me and have me killed for the sake of having not given information to the group. So I'm a Pixie. I'm a good player. Please don't kill me. We need more good players alive.
I mean,
second call for nominations.
Okay, so here's the thing. We know there's not a Vortox in play, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So do we, if we're not 100% on Laurie, like, do we want to do another nomination on a dead person, or is that just not worth it? Do we need to start?
I'd really like to
killing?
Get an idea of, obviously, we don't have to out each other if you don't want to, but have we heard on our travels of an extra outsider?
Yes.
Oh, wait.
Well,
yes.
I haven't. Not explicitly, but yeah.
We have?
No, I haven't.
I have heard of an outsider, yeah.
It's possible that there could be an outsider, yeah.
Okay, Laurie is executed and dies. The game continues. Everybody goes to sleep.
Ba 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 ba. Wo ba 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 ba. Minasan narunan ni desu Han Solo. Wo wo wo.
This is getting very interesting now.
I know. I dig it. I love Legion so much.
Yeah, it is. It is a very refreshingly different experience, isn't it?
Yeah. It's really cool. It gives a lot of wiggle room for evil, but yeah. But they're floundering. All the good are still left standing.
Yeah, I mean, I cannot believe they've not managed to force through an execution of Dom. Like, I know that he's the balloonist, and even I'm suspicious of him. Like, he's not looking good, and for that reason, I think we keep him alive. But I think tonight we have to kill Adam.
Yeah, I would say so. And I'm very, very curious to see what Sully does, because he was dabbling with the idea of swapping to Alchemist, and so we've got choices to make if that happens.
That would be interesting, yeah. Okay, hello, Sullivan. It is night 4, an unusually long amount of time before choosing as a philosopher, but you are alive. Do you want to use it?
I think I've got to at this point, and it's really difficult because I do actually believe that Adam is the empath, but I mean, I think that's the one I really. I was very silly. Also, I completely forgot how the bloody philosopher worked. I was all over the place. Because it doesn't have to be in play. If anything, you don't want it to be in play. But I think I might go. Do I go for the empath? Yeah, let's go for the empath, please.
Empath. All right, good stuff.
Great, thank you.
I just want to point out the delightfully ridiculous situation here where we have an empath, and a Pixie Empath.
And
I haven't seen this before.
It's a solid lineup. I definitely am not disappointed in Sully's pick, especially given who's on the other side. So Dom is dead.
Is that what we're going with? Yeah, we're going to kill Dom. Okay.
I think so, and that way we don't have to also worry about his fourth bit of info.
Yeah, and
which
it makes
might
him
be
look like
too
a legion,
much.
right?
Yeah, it might be too much because he's just throwing a little more out there, and he doesn't have a definitive list for them to fully work through. Especially given, and then Adam and Sully will be reading off of each other as well, which is, I think, an important thing.
Yeah. I think we show Adam 0 so that he's inclined. If he believes he's drunk, so actually no. Oh,
I think we could show him. We could even show him a 2 because then he's not inclined to trust Sully, and other parts of the circle will trust Sully unless he believes Sully that he's indeed now drunk.
Do you know what, Carly? I think we show him the truth. You want to see
the 1 and let them play off each other, because then the consistent information will at least not necessarily immediately correspond with the change of Sully too. That's why my initial inclination was give them both 1s. So and let them duke it out. Good evening, our dear Adam.
Hello.
We have come back today to give you another 1.
Thank you. I'm having a terrible game. I'm losing my
Still
mind.
feeling great?
No. I'm just trying not to tank this, but thanks for my 1.
Hello again, our dear Sullivan.
Hello.
We have come to give you your first night of empath information. Tonight, you get bad vibes from one of your neighbors.
Oh, excellent. Thank you very much. That's great.
No problem. Good morning, Ravenswood Bluff. As you head into the town square, it's quiet. Almost too quiet. But then suddenly it rings out, ding dong, the Dom is dead.
Oh, ding dom. Gosh. Well, this puts a cat amongst the pigeons for my information, because I got a 1 last night.
We might want to have a chat, Adam.
Yeah.
Can I say something quickly?
Oh.
I was the damsel, and that's why I've been.
Knew it.
And the reason I wanted to die was because if this is a Legion game, the chances of someone saying that there's only like 4 options to pick from or something, isn't there? Like if it's half the game. So
yeah, if we knew it was,
Though,
that makes sense.
If it's a Legion game, shouldn't you have been safe? Because there are no minions.
Yeah.
Legions register as minion too.
Oh, bloody hell, this game.
Yeah. Always an answer.
Legions are demons and minions.
I've realised I can actually talk openly in front of the rest of the village, actually, about my information. So I've been the philosopher the whole time. And last night, I thought, I want to check out what's going on. So I decided to become an empath. Which I know is nicking your role, Adam. So if you are the empath, you're drunk. You're drunk as a skunk.
Sully, you're a bullshit liar.
I'm not a bullshit liar. This is all the truth.
Yeah.
So anyway, I got a reading of 1 last night.
No, you didn't. Sully, you just spoke to me.
I did.
You realised that you were under my watchful eye as the empath, and you come up with this absolute horseshit. I'm gonna campaign for your death.
What I can say,
you can campaign all you like, but I know that I'm telling the truth. There you go.
What I like to remind everyone at this point is, I believe Adam is a townsfolk, and he was my first read as the balloonist. The second night was Brooke, and the third night was Laurie. I did not get a read last night, which means it is a Legion game because there's a category missing essentially, which means that if Laurie
sorry
is
to cut in, Dom, but just so that you're aware, the demon kills before the balloonist wakes up, so it's entirely possible.
Yes, right, I see. Okay,
yeah, just so you're aware.
Sorry. So anyway, ignoring that detail, it's still the case that if Laurie's an outsider and Adam's a townsfolk, then the only other read that I had must be an evil read, whether they're minion or demon, and that was Brooke.
That make a lot of sense.
John?
I actually believe you, Adam. I do think you're the empath as well.
Sully, what was your read? Just because I realised I didn't actually hear that bit.
Yeah, my read was 1.
Because you sat next to Brooke.
Yeah. So. Sorry. I just wanted to get some clarifications from the storytellers, and then absolutely feel free to say everything you want to say, Brooke, obviously. I'm not going to ask us myself, obviously, but would the empath, and maybe it might be different with a philosopher who becomes an empath, but basically, would somebody in the situation that I have claimed receive that information before or after the kill for the night?
After. Right. Okay. Cool.
That's all I wanted to know. Brooke, speak away.
I trust Dom's information. I would like to remind you of 4 potential categories, which are minion, demon, outsider, and townsfolk.
Yeah. Exactly.
Townsfolk. Sullivan, I might need some help on that one. But talk to Dom in private.
What, me?
Yes, because I'm townsfolk.
Are you asking?
Okay, right.
Are you asking Sullivan? Are you asking Sullivan to drag me away so you can have a Legion meeting?
No, I can translate.
No.
So what Brooke is saying?
I'm
She's a townsfolk.
I'm townsfolk.
I personally believe that she might be the mutant because she is very insistent.
Oh, that's silly because I'm townsfolk.
So that's what she's claiming to be, is the mutant. And I personally believe it, but yeah, I don't know.
Sorry, Ben, can I get clarification?
Can I I was going to say, can I, Ben and Carly, actually, can I just have a quick chat with you? I just got a question I wanted to ask outside of the village.
Yeah, lead the way. Go for it.
Going to be the kitchen.
Yep.
If the damsel is killed and I, as a huntsman, have picked them, would they still have been woken up and told that they would have been picked?
No, because as a huntsman, you must choose a living player.
Okay, so you would have said last night, like, so for example, in this hypothetical situation we found ourselves, if I have said Laurie last night, you would have said you need to pick someone else.
Yeah, I would have said, I'm sorry, you need to pick a living player.
So to clarify, Sully, you believe Brooke is the mutant?
It's townsfolk.
Yeah, on a social read.
Which means that you think I'm evil.
Yeah, but I also kind of believe
or you're lying.
I don't know what
you're lying about being an empath.
I'm not.
It sounds like, Sullivan, it sounds like you've been caught in a really elaborate lie. And there's no real way out of this.
No. Oh, fuck you. No, that's not the case.
Where do you want your ashes spread, Sullivan?
Brooke, can you back me up on this a little bit here? I had this whole plan with Brooke last night where I said to Brooke, I'm going to go for the empath. Yeah. Yes.
In your Legion meeting.
Yesterday,
in the day,
You said
whatever.
last night.
Shut up, Tom.
We were all sleeping last night, weren't we?
Shut up.
Yes.
Right. You know what I mean? In the evening. Which kind of makes me... Yeah, go on.
Okay, Sullivan, I believe you.
Of course you do.
I know that there has to be an outsider if Dom was in fact the balloonist, which would mean that there are... Okay, so if Adam was in fact the empath, either Adam is the empath or Tempest is the pixie. One of you is lying about being Legion. I don't know what Luke is yet.
That's the other thing. Luke could be evil in all of this.
Just a quick check with so with the balloonist ability, the Legion registers as a minion, Is that as well as registering as demon? So you could get 2 reads potentially there.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. They simultaneously register as both demon and minion, so you could essentially pick whichever one you want.
You could get 4 names basically, and they could be. Okay, cool.
Absolutely.
That's really good information. Thank you.
I was the gossip. I'm dead now, but I was the gossip. And the first day, I made the claim of Little Monster, and someone did die that night. But so it's probably from a Legion death, but it might have been because of that claim. I don't think it is, but I just want to get that information out there.
If it was a Little Monster death, would you not have 2 people dead the next day though?
No, because
basically the
Little Monster death can be from another thing. So like if the gossip kills someone, then like the one death quota has been filled, so the storytellers don't have to pick another one.
We can optionally pick another one, but we don't have to.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I just wanted to get that information out.
Oh, maybe this game's different. Oh no.
Now I'm really confused.
That really means we just can't read into anything about that death.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much.
Oh
God, this is so confusing.
This is a hard one. This is really hard.
It's making my brain hurt.
Sully, I don't believe you.
No,
Sully did tell me on the first
piss
night
off into the sea. Yes.
I would like to nominate Adam.
Well, we're going to have another few minutes of discussion first before we open the nominations. So get those private chats in if you want to get them.
Very keen to nominate Adam.
Brooke, now I don't trust you.
Yeah.
According to Sullivan's read, I don't trust you.
Sullivan's lying. You're both lying.
It's almost like you share a mind.
No.
No. All right. I could. All right. Well.
Adam, if you're good, you're going to watch this episode back and go, fucking idiot. I'm a fucking idiot. Like, you're going to be... Or if you're evil, then well done. Like, you and Dom have done a great double act.
You can't use my self-hatred to emotionally manipulate me.
What have Luke and Tempest got to say for themselves?
Yeah.
Well, okay, so I may as well come out and say it now. I didn't want to steal anyone else's floor while they were talking. So I was the huntsman. Or I still am the huntsman, I suppose. So I was on the lookout for my damsel, and I assumed that it was Laurie. Laurie was like the person I was leaning towards. I did get information from someone else that it might have been Dom based on a slip that they had made, but I didn't actually really get round to speaking to Dom. So I had a feeling that it was Laurie, but then you all executed him yesterday. So
you didn't get a chance to.
Can I jump in?
Yeah. Yes.
So my read initially was Luke, Laurie, and Sully, and if Luke and Laurie are the huntsman and the damsel,
don't kill the fucking don't kill the fucking new empath.
That
Jesus
would make
Christ.
That would make sense. That would make sense as well if it is a Legion game, because because I'd have got. I wouldn't necessarily have got Sullivan in one of my categories.
Yeah, you got Sully. I think Sully and Brooke are definitely in Liege. Definitely in Liege.
Oh,
we're two good players. Oh my god.
I think I know where you know what you two vote for us or whatever. How many do you need for the vote to go through? 3, I guess. Because I would love it if all the Legion people vote for us and then it doesn't go through. That'd be fucking great. Honestly, like whatever. Like it's fresh bullshit. Also, why isn't Luke up for suspicion, Adam? When you have a reading of one.
I spoke to Luke very, very early on. And he told me he was a huntsman. So all of this coming out makes Luke a strong possibility that he's good in my mind.
And the
I
reason
told Ollie
Luke,
very early on that I was a philosopher, but no one believes me.
The reason Luke has got was about the damsel possibly being me was the very first thing I did was hard claim to Adam that I was the damsel because I didn't want him to tell him that I'm the balloonist because I didn't trust him at the time. So that's why.
Yes.
Here's a quick question for Adam, because you've got reads of 1 through the whole game, even with Dom dying and you trusting Luke. Although I guess that would check out for Sully. No, but then at the start, then Is there a possibility that you could be drunk?
Not if Brooke is telling the truth.
For reads on Dom and stuff.
Although it does make there's a point here about before Laurie died, you were getting a reading of 1, weren't you, Adam?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I've got Laurie in one of my categories. So
I think my first reading was off. I think my first reading honestly was off you, Dom.
Can I clarify something with the storytellers as well? So once again, hypothetically, if a philosopher becomes an empath, does the and the empath is in play, does the empath who is in play, who is now drunk, get their information before or after they are made drunk? Would that
it would. So to hammer this down, the philosopher always goes first for this exact reason. So whoever the philosopher duplicates or gains the ability of, that good player will always have been drunked before anything else went down.
So in which case, your reading of 1 means absolutely nothing, Adam.
And with that in mind, I'm going to say nominations are now open.
Yeah, I think you're drunk. I think the meaning of 1 means nothing, or you're evil and you're trying to just off another good player.
I will tell you this, Adam. You said you think your first reading was off of me.
It possibly. I don't know.
Well, I'm telling you, I've been good the entire game.
Well, okay, I'll log that.
I'm convinced now.
Well,
everyone's saying that, Dom.
I know,
Dom.
but I just want to make sure it's on the record that I've said it, just in case you're making some sort of calculation that's based on this assumption that I was at some point evil to explain something for you. At least consider the possibility that I wasn't, and see where that hypothesis gets you. Because that might be critical.
Dom, I actually think you're bang on. Here are my 2 worlds. In which case, for me, based off my information, Sully and Brooke, you are on the level, and Tempest and Luke are both bad. Because if I got my reading ping off Laurie, that means that Luke is probably lying about being a huntsman. So that means I think Luke and Laurie are definitely on the same team, regardless. Either that, maybe that is the case, or Luke and Laurie are both good, and Brooke and Sully, you are definitely both evil together. So those are my 2 worlds. There's a tag team in each world: Luke and Laurie, and Brooke and Sully.
Yeah. And what I'm saying is,
Adam.
Yeah.
Luke.
I mean, so actually, no. I was about to say that, because with Laurie, if I'm not bullshitting or anything. Laurie is our damsel, which is our outsider created by the balloonist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was about to ask, could you possibly be drunk?
The huntsman makes their own damsel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do that. That's not a balloonist thing.
So the balloonist would make another outsider.
Oh.
It could do.
For clarity,
it could.
If the damsel was already in play, the huntsman doesn't necessarily need to make another one. If the damsel wasn't in play, the huntsman could necessitate that the damsel now has to be in play.
Interesting.
So what we're saying is that basically what I'm trying to get to is there a possibility there is a damsel and a drunk?
Well, no, because I think what we're being led to believe is that Brooke is the mutant.
I'm a townsfolk.
If
right.
So Luke, if you're the huntsman, we can off you, and that's fine, right now.
No.
I mean,
not if he's good. Not if he's good, Sully.
Yeah,
I was going to say.
Yeah, of course. No, I mean, like he's not going to give us any information. Yeah, of course. But I mean, in terms of information, out of the 2 of us, one of us is a potential empath, the other's a potential huntsman. There's no actual discernible way to see which one's telling the truth. So,
second call.
Luke would be the better kill. No.
Okay. Okay. How about this plan? I nominate Luke. Sully, Brooke, and Tempest all vote yes, and we'll see if he dies.
Okay. Anything to add to that, Adam?
That's it.
Luke?
Okay.
I'm trying to work out. Sorry, Adam. You're a smarter man than I.
I think my worlds would make sense if Sully, Brooke, and Tempest are Legion.
Wait.
You won't die. Or Sully and Brooke are good, in which case you will die, and you are bad.
I am also good.
Wait.
I don't believe that, Tempest.
Yeah, okay.
It is the truth.
Wait. Can I ask one question, though, before we vote?
Go for it.
Sullivan, if you're getting a reading of 1, and you're next to Adam...
Yeah.
Why are we believing him?
Oh, you're right. Brooke and Sully are working together. God damn it.
I've got a reading of one, but it's one of you two. It could be you, Brooke. It could be Adam. I honestly don't know.
If it's a Legion game, then it's not necessarily Luke and Laurie or Brooke and Sully. It could be all of them, right?
Yeah, it could be Adam in all of this. Like this, there's so many.
Yeah, but it's not.
I think it's.
Why do you not think it is, Dom?
I've noticed that Brooke is backing away from this plan as soon as she realizes it's going to out her as a Legion.
Yeah.
No, wait. So with the Legion vote, can I ask a clarifying thing?
Go
if
for
it's
it.
all Legion, would the vote immediately not go through, or what happens if all Legion vote at once?
So, providing there is enough votes to put that player on the block, if only Legion voted, I will immediately declare 0 votes. Not enough.
Okay, cool. I'm down to play that.
Okay. So we've had a lot of back and forth here, but I don't think we've really heard from Luke. So, Luke, do you want to add anything before we vote?
I mean, what I would say is that sorry, Sully, did you want to have a...
No, you 100%. You.
I still don't think I fully understand Adam's plan. that is my defense on this. I guess, as the Huntsman, I am. But if this is a Legion game, I don't think we should be trying to kill off the small number of good players that we have, right?
Yeah, you know what? I'm also very happy to nominate Brooke afterwards as well, because people seem to think that me and Brooke are in league with each other in some way.
Yeah.
I'm very happy to nominate Brooke after this.
Okay. And 3 votes required. Everyone is in their seats. Let's go.
It might be better to nominate Brooke because
just so I'm clarifying, I'm not going for this, right?
I'll get some info.
No. Okay.
3 is just enough. Luke is on the block.
All right. So not all of you are Legion.
I am not Legion. I can tell you wholeheartedly right now, with every morsel of the truth possible, that I am the Pixie. I am not Legion. I went along with your plan, Adam, and I hope that at least puts the idea forth to clear me from Legion involvement, because I am not involved in said Legion.
Only one of them would have to be good on that.
That is the problem.
To go over. Only one of them has to be good.
Yeah, only one of us has to be good. Yeah. And also, it could be a little monster game.
Could be.
There's nothing to say it's not going to be a little monster game.
Well, I was gonna put that forth. Only because if Blair is the gossip and we are gonna go by the idea that she got a gossip kill, that gossip kill was that this is a little monster game.
Yeah.
And
which would be Ollie's kill.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So there is still the potential that this isn't Legion.
I think I think I might nominate Adam, because I think I'm going to get more info anyway.
Definitely don't nominate me. If you
either you're telling the truth and you're the empath and now you're drunk, so your information's fucked, or you're not and you're lying. I know that I'm good, so I can say that with
Sully. No, you're right. Never mind. Okay, I was going to ask how you
final call.
Yeah.
Final call for nomination.
Sully's nominated me.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I nominate Adam, please.
All right, Sully. Anything to add to that statement?
No, that was sort of the rough, long and the short of it. I get information if Adam dies, but I don't get any information if Luke dies. I am the empath, so please put this through.
Okay,
that'd be great.
Is it worth? Go.
Oh, my defense.
Yep.
I'm evil.
What?
Sorry, let me reset. Jesus Christ.
That was a Freudian slip.
Can I start that again? I'm not evil. Blue Laurie.
That is one of the worst starts to a defense I've ever heard.
We're not going to be able to edit that one out, Adam.
Now I know how John feels. Oh my god.
No, don't hang him on him saying I'm evil. Don't. I'm sure that was a genuine mistake.
It's tricky. It's my worldview against I'm really sus of Brooke immediately coming out after me. I am sus of the fact that after all this, after kind of me and everything that me and Sully have said today, that Sully would still come after me. Man, I don't know. I really don't. I think Brooke and Sully are working together. I cannot right now be sure whether it's good or the bad team. I kind of believe you, Tempest, after this. So I don't know if I'm.
It's very tough.
Just before we do run the vote, can I just make the suggestion, and then feel free to shoot this down? Is it worth us tying this up? So that now that we know there isn't a Vortex, is it worth us tying this up?
You know what? That might not be a bad shout. If Luke, you
just in
vote,
case this is Legion,
and then we can check out Legion, and then just leave it at 3-3. That's not a bad shout at all.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
I think that's a better shout.
If I did put my hand up, I just wanted because I kind of do trust Adam on this.
I'm very up for Luke, Brooke, and Sully voting. That absolutely works with me.
I think that's a good shout. That's a
Yeah.
good shout.
I
Let's do
know
that. Hey, it's all worked out. Nobody dies.
God, we're
Ollie, no! Ollie, no!
Whoa!
Wait,
I'm taking my hand down, okay? And we're tying this up, all right? Ollie wasting his ghost vote on that. Okay, Luke's gonna die now. What's going on?
Okay.
Oh, Ollie, what the fuck was that?
2 is not enough.
What
Luke's
was
still
that
on the
all
block.
about? Luke, why did you take your hand down?
Because then it was going to be too many, and I didn't want to kill off Adam because Adam is the one.
No,
of the people
I
do.
took my hand down.
Oh, I
so
didn't see you taking it.
died.
Sorry,
Now
sorry, I
you're
didn't see
going to die. Okay, I nominate myself. Now tie this up, everyone.
Okay.
Sully, you've already nominated today, I'm afraid.
Oh, fuck, someone nominate me. Go
Okay,
on.
I nominate Sully.
Yeah, okay, right. Ollie, what the fuck was that all about, eh?
Did Ollie notice that the rest of Legion were going to out themselves just then?
Wait.
No, honestly, we'll do the same vote again.
Same vote again.
Okay,
Bloody hell.
here we go, guys.
God.
3 required.
Bloody hell.
Jesus.
Why would you
It's the
vote?
same.
Why- No, 'cause,
Nobody
like-
do any ghost votes.
Yeah,
Bloody
don't ghost
hell.
vote because otherwise you'll kill Sully.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my god.
All right, now that's tied up.
Right.
Ollie, what?
That's a
Ollie,
Jesus.
what? Ollie, talk to us. Ollie?
It was just a whimper. It sounded like a wounded fox.
Ollie, how's your noble claim? How's that feeling right now?
I told you he was lying! I told you from the start he was a liar!
I'm sorry. Dom, you're a piece
No
of
one
shit.
believed me!
Yeah, Dom is a piece of shit. Yeah.
No, I'm genuinely the balloonist.
He's been going after me this whole thing.
Jesus Christ!
Ben, can I just confirm that went through like a normal vote?
That did
and
go
was all-
through. We currently tied up. Final call for nominations.
So we're tied up. What do we waste by waiting another night? Is my other question.
Someone will die, but
Someone
it's
will
probably going to be
die.
a storyteller kill.
And it's probably going to be
Yeah.
Legion. Because remember,
Probably gonna be
Legion
Legion.
Legion
And
wins
it's
by
under
being
the-
one Legion left with one townsfolk.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
it's probably and if I'm a betting man, which I'm not, I'm betting it's going to be Tempest.
No executions today. Everybody goes to sleep.
Oh my
Alright.
god. What?
No night, everyone.
Jesus
No night.
Christ.
Thought more people would help me kill Adam there.
Oh my god. What was that? Was insane.
I
you know what,
gotta
though?
love
That was
two
a-
wrong worldviews and just driving the show through.
And then Ollie just drops a vote in there. That was genius, though. That was brilliant. That has completely shafted everybody's thinking. Like, completely occupied everyone's conversation at the end there.
Luke and Laurie versus Brooke and Sully. What a disaster show.
I was really hoping Adam put his hand up in that last vote, because then Blair could have just killed Sully with the 4 votes, or forced people to sort of waste dead votes and stuff. It would have been, yeah. But alas, he didn't.
Yeah, hilarious. That noble squeal from Ollie. I'm here for it. All right. Well, we do not have a philosopher to see. We have to figure out who's gonna die.
Yeah, so we've got interesting things here. Adam said, I think a Legion's going to die. And that's actually that's like a sensible statement, but we're obviously not going to do that.
No, and I think that's a lovely thought that they all have, given that they're very confident that still mostly Legion is alive. Nope.
So, but I wonder, do we kill Tempest? We could kill Tempest, and then we could give Sully and Adam. So yeah, we could just give them both 1s again, and see what they make of that. Alternatively, we can kill Adam.
Yeah, I think, pushing for the killing of Adam would just put his own meta on his head. I think that they haven't settled what this actually means beyond Adam's meta, and we have to let them figure it out. So yeah, I think Tempest is our goner, and I say 1 and 1. It sounds good. Good evening, Adam.
Good evening, Carly.
It's your favorite part of the evening. It's time for you to learn a 1.
Bring us this day, my daily 1. Thanks.
Indeed. No problem.
Are we winning?
Hey, if you're having a good time, that means we're winning.
Yeah.
No one wins.
Are we winning?
No one wins.
Are we
in
winning?
This situation.
Hello, Sullivan.
Hello.
We are back for your second empath reading. Tonight you learn A1.
Fantastic. That's great news. Oh, I'm so glad to be alive.
Good morning, Ravenswood Bluff. You awake to a cry in the night, and as you run to the town square, you see a mask ripped to shreds and the sad remains of Tempest.
Bollocks.
Yeah.
No.
Oh God.
Thought as much.
Who bet on that?
That's annoying. That's
Me.
annoying.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
All right. I mean, I'll
another loss
basically
for the
lay
Legion.
out my thoughts and views at this point. I have no real reason to keep it. I believe currently that Adam is on the level. I have reason to believe, based off of what Pete and I talked about at the early goings of the game, that Adam is the empath, or at least was the empath, and is a good player and should be trusted as such. I don't know about his, information now as in regards to being drunk, but I think he's on the level. I also don't think there's any any reason not to believe that Pete was the noble at this point, as opposed to Ollie.
Thank you.
I believed you, Pete. I believed you from the
Why?
start. LIW for life.
I
and all
don't.
that. I don't know, Ollie. It's just some reason. I also believe that Luke
You know what I
is
am,
on the
Tempest.
level. I don't have a ton of information to back up Luke being on the level, but I do trust him. I do
But
trust
I
him.
will
at the
say,
moment.
if you do believe that I am the noble now, my readings at the start were Dom, Laurie, and Ollie, and we know Ollie is bad, which I think proves Laurie.
So that at least would take out
And-
the Luke and Laurie connection that
Yeah.
Adam was theorizing on the previous day. I think that Brooke is pretty sus right now.
I'd like to say something on that point. Again, Adam, I don't know how to reiterate this. I'm the balloonist, and your reading of 1 at the beginning of the game is not because of me. I can't. I'm very suspicious of everyone now. However, I'm coming around to the idea that Brooke might be an outsider. In which case, Brooke would be the one in the last yesterday that meant that those votes on Luke and on Sully went through, right?
I think
someone in that is someone voting, and those votes has to be non-Legion, right?
Yes, because all of
Unless-
them went through as
unless-
3.
Yeah.
None of them
Guys,
were 0 votes.
We still don't know if it's a Legion game.
No.
I'm just-
That's
Oh my
very
God.
true.
Yeah.
That's very true. That's very
I
true.
keep forgetting that's a possibility.
Yes,
Damn
yes,
it.
that's very true. But if it is,
It's
then
definitely a Legion game, guys.
Shut up, Ollie.
Oh, Ollie.
Thank you, Ollie, for letting us know what you've been up to
Jesus
tonight.
Christ.
So I'm working on the assumption that it is, just because I think that seems to be more likely at the current time, but I could be wrong. But if it is, then I think Brooke is the one who has put through those votes, because my readings were Adam. I'm 100% confident Adam is a townsfolk, and then Brooke, and then Laurie. And so I think, yes, one could be minion and one could be demon, but I think one of those readings was as an outsider. I keep flitting backwards and forwards as to who I think that is. But at the moment, it seems to me that Brooke is probably an outsider and was the one that clinched the votes those times.
So Laurie was evil in that situation then.
Well, I can only swear that it wasn't me. I was the damsel.
Right.
And I was
And that was- and I got
I got myself killed to remove the possibility of evil having an easy win.
Can I
just
to
come to Laurie's defense on that as well? Laurie was one of the first people that I spoke to, and I just got I said this to a few other people. I have never played a game of Clocktower where I've seen Laurie so cagey that he didn't want people to find out what he was, which is what led me to think that it was.
I feel like
him.
that's him every time.
No. I think Laurie's not in this case. Blair, I would say I've never seen him like that.
Okay.
Which is what led me to think that it was him, but I didn't have enough solid information. I didn't get to talk to him on the second day. Did get to talk to him on the third day, which is when I was going to make my guess, but then that's when he got executed.
Sully, is it possible to have a one-to-one with you?
Yeah, of course.
Could we talk?
Is there a reason you can't do that in the town?
Yeah, there's a lot of voices going on, and right now my unpicking of this entire game rests on Sully, so I just want to talk to him by myself, if that's all right.
Where would you like to go?
The library,
sure.
please. Oh my god, this game is kicking the shit out of me.
Yeah, same here.
Sully,
same here.
Sully,
yeah.
I pledge to you, I'm not doing any of the swear on the life bullshit, but I pledge to you I was the empath. Are you the empath?
Yes, I also pledge to you. I 100% absolutely am the empath now because of my philosopher changeover. And yeah, I think we've been turned against each other somewhat.
I think we have as well.
Me.
I am assuming you got a 1 last night, yes?
Yeah, I got another 1. Yeah.
Okay, we have to kill Brooke.
Yeah.
I basically needed to shut out all the other voices, everyone else, and I'm just trying to get a social read from you, Sully, because I don't. If the data's out there for me to exonerate you or not, I don't think I have it, because with Legion I can't even do a minion outside account. I just can't do it. I have no idea how many Legion there are. There might be 6, there might be 7, there might be 8. I don't know. So I just need to try and hear it in your voice. Tell me again, you are the empath.
I am the empath. 100%.
I kind of buy you, Sully, but it doesn't explain my 1 would then be that Luke is bad.
Your 1, if you're the empath.
Oh no, I'm drunk.
I'm the empath, then you're drunk.
So neither you or Luke is bad.
Either that or I suppose. Yeah. It would probably be neither of us are bad.
Sully,
Yeah.
Sully,
or you're getting the true information.
Sully, Sully, I have not lost this game in 6 months. In half a year. Somehow I've lucked into winning every single one of this game for 6 straight games for the most of a year. Because I cannot unpick this, Sully, I'm with you. Thelma and Louise riding off a cliff together. Because I just have to pick a side. I'm with you. If you fucked me, I will come over to your house. With a pillowcase full of soap, and I will beat the shit out of you.
And I would deserve that beating very badly.
Sully, one more time for posterity. Are you the empath?
Yeah, I am the empath. 100%.
Fuck it, let's do this.
Oh, let's go kill my girlfriend.
Let's do it.
Like the last game that we played, where I was the empath and was convinced that I was the drunk, the mistake that I made was that I was actually getting different information every night, whereas it's the storytellers trying to convince you that you are not the drunk and you are getting legit information. It was my mistake that I made, that because I was getting wildly inconsistent information that I was the drunk, but actually what I was getting was correct information. Adam getting consistent information is more likely pointing towards him being a drunk than not. But or it could be that he is on the level and I don't know.
But then if Sully's telling the truth, then he would have become drunk even if he wasn't the drunk.
He
would now be
absolutely.
drunk.
Yeah.
And of course there's the possibility that I'm drunk and therefore there could only be one out. So then it could be Brooke that's an outsider and maybe Laurie wasn't an outsider.
How likely is it that I'm not getting this reading on Adam, but also you guys know how great my readings are. How likely is it that Adam could be lying about?
I don't know, but Dom, just one last point I just wanted to make is that
as the huntsman, there has to be a damsel, and we haven't had any other claims of damsel.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's right. I made a mistake there. What I'm saying is, if I'm drunk, then I could in theory be the outsider. In which case, there would be one fewer outside than you're expecting anyway. Does that make sense? No.
Possibly.
Shut up, Dominic.
Yeah, possibly.
But it wouldn't work. I don't think if you were the drunk.
No.
All right, kids. Nominations are open.
I nominate Brooke.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Adam, tell us why you've chosen Brooke.
I cannot unpick this town. I am not smart enough. I've took Sully to one side because I wanted to get a social read. This is what we're down to in this game. Data be damned.
God.
I just tried to get a read off him, and I believe him, which means Brooke is bad as balls. Let's nail her to the wall.
Let's do it.
Isn't there a way of testing this by just getting Brooke to say what we think she is, and then if she gets executed immediately, we know that she was?
Then
That's
who's
the
a
right
good player, and you don't know who's left. Yeah.
And
I am townsfolk. I can only reiterate that there is townsfolk. Dom, you know what you are. You know what categories there need to be. I am townsfolk. I have to say that I am townsfolk. Sullivan, I know what your reading was, but but Adam has played you. Adam has played you.
If Adam has, then I will use the threat that he used to saying that he said to me, if you fuck me, Sullivan, I'm going to come around your house with a pillowcase and loads of soap and beat you up with it. And I return the threat, Adam, if you fuck me.
That's fair.
But
if we fucked each other, then we deserve it.
Yeah.
There's an awful lot of fucking going on right now.
Sullivan, I live with you.
Well, that's a different kind of threat.
All right. In a second, I'm going to run this vote, but I feel that I have to point out that there are 4 players left alive. If you guys get this wrong, then the demon will almost certainly kill at night, and the game will be over. That's good for some people and bad for others. But I just want to make that point. There are 4 living players, 2 votes required. Here we go.
Oh my god.
I don't know whether to use my ghost vote or not. I'm so confused
Oh
now.
my god, this is
awful.
Honestly,
I don't know. I'm not going to do it.
This is so tough.
Sully,
Well
Sully,
done.
I'm with you. I'm with you on this one, my boy.
3 is enough. Brooke on the block.
Can I nominate?
Absolutely.
I would like to nominate Adam. And the reason is because it's either Sullivan believes me or he believes Adam. Adam.
Those are the emotional stakes.
Oh boy.
Adam. I do not believe that Adam is the empath. I think he is Legion. Sullivan, I think you became the real empath. According to you, either have to disbelieve both. There's been one claim of a damsel. I don't know about that. I think that there could be some other Legion claims. I'm not sure. But I know what I am. And I know that what Dom confirms is that I'm a townsfolk. Dom got a reading on Adam, which could mean that he's a separate category from others in the game. And we don't necessarily... Dom, I don't know why you believed Adam was townsfolk immediately. But Sullivan, I know that you got a reading of 1. I trust you. I trust that you're the philosopher. I think that would be a lot of skips and jumps. But I know what I am. And there's evidence to prove that what I am makes sense, which is townsfolk. I'm townsfolk. And there have been no other claims like mine, my uniquely wonderful townsfolk position. So I would like to, Adam, you've done a great job in manipulating my boyfriend and claiming to fuck him.
Oh my god.
I'm not your boyfriend.
No.
Brooke, I think you'll find you've done a great job at manipulating my boyfriend. You're with me, right, Sully?
Yeah.
Oh, Adam.
Oh, yeah.
Adam. I do actually worry.
This is like 2 parents just being like, Sully, here boy, over here. Sully, over here.
Can I just
Which
ask?
is the real one?
Can I just ask? Does anyone else know what's going on and what I should do? I don't know what to do.
I'm seeing double here. 4 girlfriends. Sully,
God.
we just have to stick with this choice. Be with me. All of Legion would have to vote in order for this to pass, and then it would cancel each other out. If we are good, we cannot afford to add our vote to this. I'm sorry, but that's just
Yes. I'm not going to vote for it. So, oh God.
Sullivan, okay. Adam has played you, and you will pay.
Oh, I think you're in league with Dom. I think you've been in league with Dom this whole time, and it's
Dom's good.
I'm good.
I don't think Dom's good.
Right,
guys.
guys.
Adam, you've made a terrible mistake,
He went
or you've
after
played
me
me like
crazy.
an idiot. No, I didn't.
We're going to run the vote.
Yes, you
Dom
did.
went after me.
Here we go.
Dom went after me.
No, am I the only one?
I've barely spoken about you this whole game, which is very rare for me.
You went after me for ages.
You're making a terrible,
You've got a tenuous grip on reality.
Mistake.
One is not enough. Brooke's still on the block.
All right. Legion, you've done a great job. You win.
Final call.
Oh my God.
Bringing the day to
Luke,
close then.
All right.
I don't know what to do anymore.
One.
I don't know who to trust.
Rook is executed and dies. The game, of course, continues. We all go to sleep.
Oh, we got her, Sully. You're my boyfriend now.
Yeah!
We are in a somewhat uncomfortable situation here.
Yeah.
I did give the warning that if are you sure you want to execute today? Because if you get it wrong, the game will be over. And I am of the opinion that if it were up to Luke right now, the only remaining demon, Luke would choose to kill someone. So my opinion is that the evil team should win. What do you think?
Yeah.
Because obviously the alternative is that we kill no one, wake them up, and see what Adam and Sully want to do. But quite frankly, I feel like that is robbing the evil team of a win that they deserve.
Because they made it through this far.
Yeah. But I'm open to being convinced otherwise. This is
such a murky one because they did figure something out at the end. Like they did band together and do something, and they were able to knock off one of the Legion successfully. But yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I often see comments in the YouTube videos saying, the storytellers have too much influence, etc., etc. The truth is, we don't really. Oftentimes our choice is, this person is drunk, we can show them one of these two things and not this third thing. That's generally all of the influence that you have as a storyteller. But situations like this, you really are making.
We're just kingmaking. We're deciding which side we think earns it in this moment, because it is a.
Yeah. But I mean, the other side of the coin is that we can not decide that evil deserves it, but give them a chance to win it anyway by playing the game for one more day.
Yeah, I mean, they already know it is indeed a Legion game.
Yeah.
And we do have dead votes around the table that can manipulate things, and people can try to... I think if we let it go through, there's a good chance that it's just going to be Luke axed. But But it might be worthwhile to let them fight for it.
Yeah, I mean, I think if we don't let it go, then we'll probably be forever wondering what would have happened.
Yeah, because evil could still somehow take it, and it might just be more satisfying for them to do so. I say we just wake them up and let it roll, and there will be an understanding in this situation once we go through the motions of it that we had this choice to make, and we'd rather them play it out, even if it is a imperfect selection. Hi, Adam.
I'm still alive?
You're alive, my dear, and you learn a 1.
It's been a pleasure knowing you.
Sullivan, hello.
Hello.
You, somewhat unsurprisingly, wake up, and what's that number? What's that other half of the binary numbers that you really like? It's a 1.
Hey. I thought that might be the case. Oh, bloody hell, what a game.
Good morning, Ravenwood Bluff. No one has died in the night. Feel free to talk amongst yourselves.
Hey.
Okay.
Sullivan.
Well,
are you with me? Are you with me, Sullivan?
I think so. Yes, I think so.
Then it's Luke. Yes.
What? Whoa, hold on.
Well,
hold on.
Talk to us, Luke.
Okay, so here is what I know. I'm the huntsman, and I'm pretty confident that Laurie is my damsel. I didn't get to pick Laurie, obviously, because Laurie threw himself onto the block to be killed. Here, my thoughts on this, because one of the three of us has got to be bad, right? It's the only way that this. It's the only reason why this game's still going on. So,
Can someone play the music from The Thing, please?
I think I'm.
You know your
humour. I know that I am a townsfolk. I am 99% sure that Adam is as well, which makes me think that it's that Sully is Baden here. That's kind of my reading at the moment, and I didn't think about it until. Like I thought we had it with Brooke. I honestly didn't think it was either of you until like we killed Brooke and the day carried on, which makes me think that the only explanation I have, and it's only based on social reads, really based on Adam, is that it's Sully. But I am not 100% sure on that. However, based on the fact how excited you two came into the room, you're both confident that it's me.
So, here's the thing. No one died, which means it is a Legion game. The last shred of doubt that it was Little Monster is gone. Because Legion, it says someone might die. In Little Monster, someone has to die.
Yeah.
And I've just nailed myself to the mast of Sully is good. And you're the only one left, Luke. I genuinely believe you.
But Adam, what if Sully has been playing you? What if, because you did that, you did
corroborates me and Luke. Dom's info corroborates me and Luke if Brooke was a bad un. Sully actually chose to make you drunk in this game, supposedly. Just at the point where he was under suspicion. He was teaming with Brooke until the heat got too hot and he backed off. Like,
Adam,
honestly,
you're on your little Legion team together.
Adam, I've got to be honest with you.
I am on Luke's team whatever happens, because Luke is the huntsman.
I feel like it's pointing more towards Sully than it is anyone else, Adam.
Adam, if you'd have got made drunk from Sully becoming a philosopher, you still got a correct read.
That can happen.
That can happen.
I know it can. I just feel like it would be unlikely.
Remind me what your noble picks were again.
It was... Sorry, I threw away my notes because I was frustrated with this game. It was Ollie...
Mine were Laurie and Sully.
I've literally thrown him across the room. Hold on.
All right, you and Pete are both...
Laurie and Dom?
No, Ollie and Pete are both Legion.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Pete was my one. Dom, you were the good boy. Laurie was my one. Luke was my one.
I had Dom, Laurie, and Ollie.
I don't believe you, Pete.
If you're a good...
I don't believe you had to check, Pete.
I threw my notes across the room.
Pete, I don't believe you, bud.
I know you can't see me right now, but I literally had... It's a very scrumpled up piece of paper because I threw it across the room because I'm stressed out with this game.
Pete.
I had Dom, Laurie, and Ollie.
Pete, I'm really sorry. I don't think you would forget. It's your information. I'm sorry. I don't believe you, and I don't believe Ollie. I don't believe Laurie, and now I really don't believe Luke.
Adam, you forgot how voting works earlier.
Yep.
Yeah.
Laurie's angry. It's Luke. Sully, come on. I've never been more sure in my water as I am right now. We have to do this.
Adam, don't buy into that. Adam, don't buy into that, mate. Surely, come on.
I'm down on social reads here, bud. I'm running on fumes. It's you, Luke.
You're smarter than Adam, mate.
Luke, it's you. Sully, please be my boyfriend.
I'm 100%.
Go with
I am your boyfriend, Adam. I am with you.
You are letting this man play you. I cannot believe it.
I'm not playing anyone. I'm not playing anyone.
Adam, you were like, just 2 rounds ago, you were so convinced it was Sully and it was Brooke.
I nominate Luke.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to say it. Nominations are open.
I nominate Sully.
I nominate Luke. God damn it.
I'm afraid.
I nominate Luke.
No.
What are you kidding? Are you kidding?
Well, I didn't hear you nominate Luke, and not after I called for nominations to open.
Oh, eat shit, Ben.
Hey, I'm just the only thing I've got is these fucking rules. I'm going to enforce the shit out of them.
Look, there's going to be a lot of people dead voting for this. All right, just if you are good, you have to trust us. All right, this is. If only evil
Hang on a
people
minute,
vote,
Adam.
it won't go through.
Whoa.
This is Luke's nomination. It's just
thank you.
Whoa there, child. Luke, go for it, and then you can jump in afterwards, Adam.
I think Adam is good. I think that Adam's reads have been Dom, and I think they have been Sully. I don't know anything else, because all I know is that I am good. I am the huntsman. I'm pretty sure that Laurie is my damsel, and I'm going to keep saying pretty sure. In fact, I'm almost confident because no one else has claimed it at all. So it can't be Adam unless Adam is the drunk, in which case he still is a good guy. I think it's Sully. I think Sullivan is playing him for a fool, and I think he has fallen into this love affair play that makes him think that it's me. I think it's Sullivan Bowbrow.
Okay, so
well, Laura.
I am 100% with Adam on this one. I think it's definitely Luke. The more and more of everyone clubbing together in this sort of Legion-esque way is just confirming every second it ticks past. I'm more and more confirming that it's Luke. I'll be really interested to see if this goes through, because if only Legion vote, this is not gonna go through. So that'd be aces. So let's see what happens. Whoa.
I'm okay. I mean, I've said my piece.
Okay. Anyone who really wants to jump in, now's the time to do it.
Dead good players, this is your choice. If you don't vote, it won't go through, and it will be cast iron proof.
Yep.
Okay.
But if you think it is, this could be the only chance you get as well.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, don't just go with Adam's thing, because I think Adam's fallen into this love thing with Sully, and I think it's going to fuck this game. I really do.
Luke,
if you are good, go with us on this, please.
Yeah.
2 required.
Oh.
You have to vote.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. I've actually, honestly, never had the opportunity to do this before, but it is my dubious pleasure to announce that 0 votes is not enough.
Boys! How do you do? Sully, I love you so much.
I love you so much, Adam.
I nominate Luke. I nominate Luke.
Yes.
I nominate Luke. Good players. Oh.
Well done, good players. Well done.
Luke, would you like to respond?
I don't know how this voting works. There's a flaw in the system. I think Ben is wrong, and he has read all of his things wrong. Ben, you fucked me here. Now I know how John Gracie feels.
I was so uncertain.
Oh, Dom.
Oh my god.
If you've betrayed me, I'll kill you.
How?
6 is, of course, enough. Which is thoroughly unbeatable. We'll get rid of all these votes. So, of course, Luke is executed and dies. The game is over. And congratulations go to the good team on
the victory. Yes.
Dom, I was counting on your vote. I was counting on your vote, Dom.
I really must say, guys, that of the well over 1,000 games, possibly encroaching 2,000 games of Clocktower that I've run, I don't think I've ever felt like more sorry for the evil team, because you guys got a really if I could give a tie, I probably would have given a tie there, because on that final night, Holly and me had a pretty robust debate about whether or not we should kill a good player and have evil win, because when you executed Brooke, and the survivors were Luke, who is evil, and Sully and Adam, who were good, we could have, and certainly if Luke was an actual regular demon who gets to choose who to kill, good would have lost that. So I just want to say, evil, you played really, really well there, and you deserved, a win. I honestly, both teams deserve to win, is what I'm saying. And I hope you don't mind my saying that.
Why are you standing up to object at mine and Sully's wedding? Why are you dampening our special day?
We allowed you to make it to this day. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Your wedding gift.
You were helped.
I want it to be known, Adam. I want you to remember this. You remember all the times you were suspicious of me in this game, which is typical of all games, and I said I was good and I was good. I want you to remember that.
So there was a moment when once we killed Brooke, I was like, oh, fucking ace. That means we've won because they're going to kill in the night. And then I read the rules. I was like, oh, shit, might kill?
Yeah.
Oh, bollocks. Oh, no, they're definitely not. Oh, fuck,
we
definitely gonna go to me.
sincerely debated giving it to you because you made it there. It was tough. But we let it play out just to
it's more interesting.
give the opportunity on both ends.
I think it was fair.
Who was Legion then?
So yes, let's do
Shall
the
we
roll
go
call,
through it?
guys. So
Roll call.
we'll start with. I think we'll start with the goodies. So we had Tempest the Pixie, who was aware that there was an empath in play. That empath, of course, was Adam. We had Dom the Balloonist, who on night 1 learned Adam as a townsfolk, on night 2 learned Brooke as a demon, and on night 3 learned Laurie as a minion because Legion can register as minion. That also means that Adam's regular ones were pinging around Pete, Laurie, and Luke. However, on night 4, Sully the Philosopher chose to gain the empath's ability, making Adam drunk. But this was one of those rare scenarios where we actually thought the truth would be less useful to Adam. And indeed, it did for some time, make him very suspicious of Sully. But yeah, we gave a drunk empath correct info 3 nights in a row, which I don't think I've ever done before in my life. This was a whole game of firsts. The rest of the team, the rest of the game was Brooke, Luke, Laurie, Pete, Ollie, and Blair, your Legion team, whose bluffs were Noble, Gossip, and Bounty Hunter.
Good job. Good job, guys.
Good job, guys. Well done.
Well done, guys.
Honestly.
Yeah, honestly. That was tough. Like that was.
If it came down to storyteller decision, then yeah, geez.
Because we had all of our players like killed off.
The reason we made the call we did was because ultimately we felt we can either decide who wins, or we can not decide who wins. But that puts evil in a very difficult position. And ultimately we decided, you know what, we'll let the game run. If we don't let the game run, we'll forever be wondering what could have happened. The viewers will forever be wondering what could have happened. And that's not fair to everyone. So that's but honestly, Luke, fair play
I don't know. I would have taken the win. Frankly, I would have taken it.
I think it's
Laurie. So basically, what you're saying is that...
So once again, Daddy Ben, you screwed me out of a win. Fuck's sake!
Oh mate, don't you start! I get enough of this crap in the YouTube comments.
I have 100% winning percentage.
Nice, Tempest. Nice.
Yeah.
Hey! That's how ridiculous those statistics are. You play one game and win, then you get 100%.
Tempo, is there any way that I could have swung you at the end?
Probably not. I gotta be honest. I was kind of backing Adam just based on information I'd gotten early on, and I think that kind of carried me through on a few decisions at the end there.
I'll tell you what, Luke. Your defense of your summing up when you nominated, that's what convinced me to side with Adam fully at the end.
Oh no!
Shit! I was my own worst enemy.
It was, yeah. It was when you said. So he must have got the read off Dom, and I was like, well, I know I'm good, so.
Shit! I knew. As soon as I said that, I was like, damn it.
That's all for this month's edition of No Rolls Barred Plays Blood on the Clocktower, and it is. I'm so excited to be able to say this instead of Tom. Get on board!
Get on!